the 2022 North Dakota Optimist Volleyball Series with us from Oaks, North Dakota. That is Abby Cox. And Abby, first and foremost, on being nominated, what does it mean for you to be one of the best senior athletes across the state in volleyball, getting to showcase your talent here across the state of North Dakota?
It's like an honor to be here and being able to be nominated. It just like shows all the hard work that me and all the other girls have put into this sport, and I'm just excited to be playing with the best in the state.
A little something different this year than previous volleyball series. There might have been Class A versus Class B, or the East versus the West. Now it's everyone's kind of put together. So how fun is it going to be to play with some other girls across the state, which maybe you got to see on highlights or social media, but you never physically got to play within your region before, Abby?
I don't know. I'm just really excited because I am playing with some of my biggest opponents also. So I am really excited to see like what we can do together and how we can connect together because I've played against them since freshman year. I think it'll be really fun that we're mixing up the teams this year instead of doing like the East and the West. I think it'll be like a better volleyball game.
You mentioned about going up playing with some of your biggest oppositions. Is that going to feel weird, at least for a week, knowing that that was always the girl that I was trying to beat? Now all of a sudden it's someone that I'm trying to set or help out, on the back end?
Yes, that'll be definitely a little weird feeling because I've been playing against them since freshman year, but I am really excited to see what we can all do together because we are one of the best in the state.
When you go back during your time, favorite volleyball memory, is there one particular one that stands out in Oaks, or is it maybe something a little bit different for you, Abby?
My freshman and sophomore year, we actually went to the state tournament. So that was my favorite memory of all, most because not everyone gets to play in the state tournament twice. So yeah, that's one of my biggest memories and favorite memories.
For you moving forward, what do you hope to learn, or what did you learn from your teammates and coaches from on the volleyball court, or even off the volleyball court, as you kind of, get to your next step in life here, Abby?
Well, I've always thought like volleyball is not just a sport in my eyes. Like I've met a lot of my best friends in this sport. And I think being able to be like a great volleyball team, you need to have connections with everyone on the court. With these connections, it'll definitely make you connect easier on the court and make you win those games. Without that connection, it just really isn't there. And that's not just like for volleyball, like it's for every sport also. So yeah.
Did you have a pregame meal? Did you have a superstition? Did you have to eat Skittles before a match? Was there anything in that nature?
No, not really. But one thing me and my team have done since freshman year is we have dance parties before every game. So it just like keeps us loose and ready for the game.
If you could go back to your 14-year-old self, or if you were talking to an eighth grader or a freshman who's just kind of getting in the ropes, so to speak, of being a varsity athlete or getting into that high school program, what would be some words of advice, or what would you tell them?
Hard work definitely does pay off. Always trust your coaches and enjoy it while it lasts because it does go super fast.
You mentioned about your coaches. Final thing for you, Abby. What was there one thing that they've kind of told you over the years, or was there one thing that you will take away from your time as an Oaks Tornado?
Not really. It's always the working hard aspect that I've always taken away from it. I started varsity my freshman year, and I just think being in all those camps, working hard, always hitting the gym, like being there for your team, that is something I've always done to be where I'm at today.
And final thing for you, Abby, once the Optimist Volleyball Series is done, kind of the high school years then are officially behind you a little bit. So what's next on your docket?
I'll be attending Mayville State University this fall, and I will be studying physical therapy, and I'm also pursuing volleyball there also.
Well, congratulations. I know Mayville State will be thrilled to have you, and it will be a lot of fun to see you play in the North Star as well. That's always a really good volleyball conference. So, Abby, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck here in the Optimist Volleyball Series.
Thank you.
Part of our 2022 North Dakota Optimist Volleyball player profile with us from Divide County now is Alyssa Haugland. And Alyssa, first and foremost, congratulations on being nominated to this series. What does it mean for you just to be, an all-star, so to speak, during your senior season?
It really means a lot. And I'm super excited to play with some of the best girls in North Dakota.
The one thing here is Class A, it's Class B, so it's a little bit of mix and match, and everyone comes from different parts of the state. Is it going to be a little unique or a little bit fun to see some girls that maybe you were up against in certain times, or seeing different players from a different part of the state that you normally didn't get to see? How excited are you?
I'm really excited. Seeing a lot of the girls that on like TV, watching them or back or something, it'll be really fun to play with them. So.
For you specifically, was there one thing that you took away from your coaches or during your time at Divide County that you hope to carry on with you kind of after volleyball and the series is all done?
Um, I really learned how to push through tough times and become a good leader for my team.
Is there something after the Optimist series gets done here? What's the next step? What's the next chapter for your life, Alyssa?
I'm going to be attending NDSU in the fall.
And then what made NDSU just the right fit, I guess, for you to go from the western part of the state to the eastern part of the state? I know it's a little drive there for you to go back and forth, but what made NDSU the right choice, Alyssa?
I don't know. It's just a great school, and I don't know. I've just always been excited to go to NDSU. So
if you could go back to when you were 13, 14 years old, or talk to someone who's in that age right now in terms of they're kind of getting their first opportunity at the varsity level or junior varsity working with programs, what would be some words of advice that you would give them, Alyssa?
My advice would be to try your hardest at everything. Anytime you step out on the court, is to just put it all out there, because you'll regret it in the future if you don't. So
is there something that comes to mind, favorite volleyball memory of all time? Is there one or two things that come to mind, or one play or one match that sticks out more than others?
Well, there's one thing that we would do before games. Every game during my senior year, we would swing dance in the locker room to Meet in the Middle by Diamond Rio. And it was just super fun, and it really got us hyped and jacked for the game. So
I like it. Diamond Rio. That's that country band's been around for a little while there. Is that something that just came this year during your senior year, or has that been a maroon tradition for quite some time, Alyssa?
No, we just started it this year. I don't even know how it came about, but
the one thing too, kind of going to that superstitious, obviously you talked about swing dancing there to, meet in the middle a little bit, but is there anything for you specifically in terms of putting the left shoe in front of the right shoe, or, certain candy that you had to have before a game? Or was it, hey, after we get done with Diamond Rio, let's go play some volleyball?
My weird superstitious thing I would do is my hair routine. I would always do a high ponytail, and I'd have to take some water and slick it back. Otherwise, I would always think I'd play bad. So.
And final thing for you before you let you go, Class A, Class B. I know in this volleyball All-Star Series, everyone's kind of being intermixed a little bit, but do you take a little bit more pride coming from Class B in a rural area, so to speak, to be an All-Star and kind of represent your community in terms of this opportunity and this kind of performance for you?
Definitely. I don't really know a lot of girls from my school or schools around me that have gotten the opportunity to play. So I'm super excited to represent the small town in Northwest North Dakota.
Hey, Alyssa, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck at NDSU in the fall, and best of luck here in the Optimist Volleyball Series as well.
Thank you.
With us now is Bailey Munson of Thompson High School, part of our 2022 player profile here for the North Dakota Optimist Volleyball Series. And Bailey, for you, what does it mean your senior season to be recognized and nominated as one of the best volleyball athletes across the state of North Dakota?
I'm very thankful, but I'm also rewarded with knowing that all the hard work I've been able to put in the last few seasons has led me to where I'm at now.
The one thing for you, is there a particular player that maybe you're a rival with on Tuesday, Thursdays, Friday nights that now you're excited to play with that can actually be on your team, at the high school level? Any particular athlete or student athlete stand out?
JC Richter. I used to play with her for ND Attack, and she's such a good player, and I love competing with her, but now I'll be able to play with her, which is super exciting. So, yeah.
For you, how much fun is it with the Optimist Volleyball Series? Something a little different this year where it's not East and West or Class A and Class B. It's kind of, you get a little bit of everything here. So how fun are you excited to play with some Class A girls or some girls from the West that are going to be on your team at least for this week?
Yes, I'm super excited. They're very talented people, and I think I'll be able to learn from them and just have really fun with them.
Is there a particular volleyball memory that stands out, whether it was during your high school days or being a fan or a teammate of someone? Anything particular come to mind, Bailey?
Probably in the last 2 years, the most is that game winning region championship point. That feeling will always stick with me. It's just you get the point and the team runs together, hugs, and then on top of it, the crowd comes in. It's just a feeling that you'll never forget.
Those are some that you'll always take with you. And particularly the older you get, as you know, a little bit, Bailey, too, freshman year compared to senior year a little bit. So if you could go back to your freshman self or talk to someone who's kind of getting through the program for the first time, being a varsity or junior varsity, underclassmen, what would be some words that you would kind of pass down that you kind of learned during your time?
To always keep your head up. There's a lot of lows that come with volleyball, and it truly shows who you are as a person and how far you want to get if you're able to overcome those lows, and on top of it, just be that great teammate.
For someone that's never seen you play volleyball before, what's the best way to describe your volleyball game a little bit in terms of, are you a tenacious player? Are you someone always diving on for the pancake for the ball, or just kind of give us a little bit of insight to your game?
I love being the person that saves the ball. It's just such a thrill and excitement knowing that you're the one that's able to keep the ball alive. And I know you got to stay in the game, but it's also a great feeling when you do get that good save and you can hear the crowd cheer and get more excited. It's just I'm very fast and I love to see the game get going.
If for you particularly here, once the Optimist Volleyball series is all wrapped up with and done, what's the next step in your chapter, and what's kind of the fall plans for you once we get to August and September?
I will be continuing my education and my volleyball career at Lake Region State College in Devils Lake.
So with that being said, what made Lake Region the right choice? Because obviously anytime you get an opportunity to play at the next level, it has to be a right fit, both from a student and an athlete standpoint, Bailey. So what made Lake Region kind of just the right place for you, do you think?
The coach really stuck out. He was very welcoming and it seemed like a great environment. And there is 2 other Thompson players, Madeline and Lexi, that are currently playing there too. And I'll be able to be teammates with them once again. So it kind of just brought me in.
That's good. Nice. So the 1-2 combination, you already have some insight with some fellow teammates as well. And final thing for you, Bailey, before you let you go, always like to end on a fun one here. Superstitious. Are you superstitious? And if so, is there anything in particular that kind of stands out, whether having to put the left shoe on before the right shoe or anything of that nature?
I'm not really superstitious, but for some reason, I always had saltine crackers before every game. And we made sure we had the biggest dance party in the locker room before we went out.
So the saltine crackers, was that passed down, or is that something that you just kind of, all of a sudden one game, it just was there and you just kind of kept on going with the saltine crackers?
I love saltine crackers. I don't know why. And one day I was just like, I'm going to have this before my game. And before you know it, I was having it before every game.
That's pretty good. That's one I haven't heard before. So I think you might stand out in that one particularly. Bailey, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck at Lake Region State and best of luck in the Optimist Volleyball Series as well.
Thank you.
Part of our 2022 North Dakota Optimist Volleyball Player Profile. With us from North Star is Danielle Hagler joining us now. And Danielle, for you to get nominated to this type of event and kind of showcase your talents across the state of North Dakota one more time, what does it mean for you?
It's a huge honor. When I was younger, I watched my sister play in this game, and I've always wanted to be like her. So I'm glad that I get the chance to play in it just like she did.
For your sister, then, has she given you some tips or told you anything of kind of what to expect throughout the week and for some of the volleyball matches?
Not really. She just said it's a lot of fun, and it's you get to meet a lot of new people that I've never met before. So I'm really excited.
With that being said, because there is 2 classes in North Dakota, in Class B, there's a bunch of different regions, so you might not be able to play against or with someone throughout your career. Is there 1 or 2 players in particular that you're looking forward to actually seeing on the court in person?
Well, I'm actually rooming with JC Richter at college, and she is on the other team, but I've got to play with her for clubs, so I'll really enjoy playing against her. And then Also, Emma Lucas will be on my team, so I'm really excited to play with her because she is also going to college with me.
So let's go there. The next question: where are you going to college? For those that aren't sure, Danielle.
I'm going to Valley City State University.
So VCSU to continue volleyball as well. You mentioned some really good Class B talent that'll be joining you there. What made VCSU just kind of the right fit, both from an academic and maybe more so a volleyball standpoint for you, Danielle?
Well, obviously I live in a small town, so it's not going to like a huge big city. So I really like that. I really liked campus. I really like the coaches there, and I just feel like it's a very good fit for me. And I'm really excited to get started there also.
Going back during your time, is there a particular volleyball memory or a volleyball match that kind of stands out more than the others when you kind of look back a little bit here?
Well, unfortunately, I can't say that I ever got to play in a state tournament, but I did play in many region championships, and there's just nothing like that feeling before that region championship game, like the nerves, the excitement, and it's just so much fun. And that journey, like, of playing high school volleyball with all my teammates, I mean, they're like a family to me. We always we got along so well, and yeah, just the journey, and it was so much fun.
For you having an older sister also that you mentioned was in this particular game, have you always felt like volleyball was kind of your thing growing up, even when you were kind of just a little kid, that was always kind of gravitating towards the volleyball court some way?
Definitely. She was always in the gym and my mom coached, so we were always in the gym and I've just had a passion for volleyball ever since I was a little girl.
Did you have a superstition at all? Was it you came to listening to some tunes beforehand or having a certain snack before you got in the match? Was there anything that nature came to mind?
Not really, but before most games, I'd have pizza.
Okay.
And then my team and I always listen to the song Red Kingdom.
Gotcha. Red Kingdom. That definitely has been a favorite over the last couple of years. The pizza question: Hawaiian, pepperoni, three meat. Where are you going?
Pepperoni for sure.
Pepperoni, keeping it classic on that one. Hey, Danielle, thank you very much so much for your time. Best of luck at VCSU as well in the fall, and best of luck here in the Optimist Volleyball Series as well.
Thank you so much.
Part of our 2022 North Dakota Optimist Volleyball Series player profile. Joining us now from the capital city, from Bismarck Century, that is Delaney Clark. And Delaney, for you specifically here during your senior season, to get nominated and have a chance to, go one more time in the state of North Dakota at the high school representing the Bismarck Century Patriots, what does it mean to you here to be part of the Optimist Volleyball Series?
It's really just an honor to be nominated. I mean, for me, it's just kind of a reflection of all the hard work and dedication and commitment I've put into volleyball over the years. And it's just great to be able to represent like my team, my program.
The one thing, Bismarck Century, they've been the Goliath on the block for some time in Class A volleyball in the state. What is it in the water, Delaney? Can you give us a secret recipe that makes a Century volleyball just so consistent year in and year out?
Yeah, honestly, it's just the commitment the girls put into the program, and then just bringing your best attitude and best work ethic every day to practice.
Is there a particular memory that stands out maybe more than others during your time at Century?
Well, my favorite memory is just winning state volleyball my senior year. I mean, it was just nice to go out on a high note my senior year and just play with all those girls that I've been playing with for so long and go out on a high note.
In an Optimist series like this, it brings everybody together from across the state of North Dakota. So when you're kind of looking at your team, is there a particular player or two that you're excited to have actually setting you up or going to go get a dig, or you don't have to worry about them spiking it across the net, anything of that nature, Delaney?
Well, Macy Frigin, she's one of my teammates. She's playing on the other team, but we're actually going to be rivals in college. So, I mean, no time like the present to start now. On my team is Mia Hins, I'm pretty sure, and she's from Bismarck High, and so kind of a crosstown rival there, and it's just going to be nice to play with her because I kind of grew up playing with her and doing some private lessons with her as well, so it'll be nice for her to be on my team.
You mentioned about college and rivals, so let's just take the next step. August, September, where are you going to be heading, Delaney, and what's the next step in your future?
I'm going to Valley City State University, and I'm playing volleyball there.
So VCSU, obviously the North Star, you're going to mention about volleyball, but what was the right a decision for you, both from a volleyball standpoint, but also from an academic standpoint, to go to VCSU, Delaney?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a smaller school, so I really liked that. Like socially and academically, it was nice to have more of a good teacher to student ratio. And then, of course, like the volleyball aspect, like it was a great fit for me, just not too far from home, and it was a great program.
For you, if you could go back to your 14, 15-year-old self, or tell someone who's 14, 15 years old going, hey, I want to have an opportunity to play at the varsity level at some time in volleyball and maybe be an all-stater or get nominated to a series like this, what would be some words of wisdom that you would pass down to them, Delaney?
I just tell them to just cherish every moment. Like those 4 years in high school goes by really fast, and you just want to have fun and enjoy it and embrace the bad days, because even when you're struggling one day, you're going to miss it when it's over. So,
Final thing for you, Delaney, before we let you go, superstitious. Are you superstitious? Part of our 2022 player profile here for the North Dakota Optimist Volleyball Series. It's Emily Degree of DeLax Burlington. And Emily, for you to get nominated to this type of event, what does it mean for you in terms of your senior season to have, so to speak, another thing to kind of put on that old high school resume from an athletic standpoint?
It means so much to me, especially since my freshman year. I've always dreamed about this. I have two sisters that played in 2016, and they traveled and did this whole entire thing. And I've always just looked up, and in my mindset, I was like, I want to be there. And now that it's actually here, it's like very rewarding for myself for all the hard work that I put in.
Take us through a little bit from your sisters then. So what have you seen from afar, or what have you heard, so to speak, about a situation like this in terms of being an all-star at this type of an event?
One thing that they really liked about it is how they met so many different people, all different players. Like you hear about people on the news, or you watch film and you see all these big tournaments, especially at the state tournament. You don't personally know them, but I'm really excited to see like a new environment of volleyball and how everyone plays and see how everyone is.
The cool thing about state tournament in North Dakota, you get Class B on one side, you get Class A on the other side, but now you're gonna be able to play with some Class A'ers, so to speak, and maybe a rival or two becomes your teammate, Emily. So is there anyone in particular or from a certain town that you're excited to actually have on your side for a couple of volleyball matches for a change?
I don't know a bunch of people off my team. I know a few people on the other side, also because they are Class B in my count, or in my
1-2, swung on and miss. Fuchs coming in right side, sip. It goes down to the slide and gets it. Nelson's going to take off on the pitch, which is a called strike three. West Marshall pitches a ground ball through the infield on the left side. One will score. They're going to wave a second runner around. Throw will come to the plate. It is not in time.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a good Monday night. Welcome to Shanley High School and the iRing Insurance pregame show. It's another edition of high school volleyball. This time it's the North Dakota Optimists Volleyball All-Star Series, and it will be night one. We will play a guaranteed 4 sets with another match tomorrow at Bismarck High. Again, our iRing Insurance pregame show. I'm Joel Morgan. Alongside me is Chase Miller, Preston, our producer, Jake Wetruba on the camera. And looking at the last few years of this Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series, well, it's been the East who's had the dominance the last few years. And last year, the East won night one. They won all 4 sets. Night two, they won in 3 sets. So this year, they decided to change things up. Instead of an East and a West, it's a red and a blue. Coaches got together, drafted their teams, and they shook things up for competition. Chase, it's going to make things a little bit interesting just looking at the makeup of these rosters for this Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series.
Well, right off the bat, the red team, Joel, they have the Senior Athlete of the Year in Class A, Nadia Fiakuski from West Fargo High School. The blue team has the Senior Athlete of the Year in Class B and J.C. Richter from Linton HMB. It's a litter with all-staters, all-region players that we'll get to. There's a Division I player going to Texas. There's a D1 player going to Minnesota. They're on opposite sides. So I think, Joel, at least from the optics on paper, we're looking for some pretty good, I think, sets here tonight at Shanley and tomorrow at Bismarck High.
And another need that, you talk about the talent being dispersed on either side. Last year, they were set, one team was set with a couple extra setters, not a whole lot of hitters. Teams didn't have a lot of liberos, so you had players switching into the white jersey at the end of sets. Now everyone has every position full. We got teams 2 liberos, a full roast of hitters, setters, and I think that's going to even the scales a little bit too.
It should make for a fun volleyball competition. The girls got into town on Friday. They had a couple days to practice, a couple days to do an escape room, go to a Red Hawks game and such. So some team bonding, some chemistry. The one thing about this, Joel, is there is a plethora of girls on both teams that are going to go to college volleyball. So sometimes you wonder in the summer, are you in season, maybe coming from track and field, golf, or softball, but for these girls, Joel, I think we're going to see a lot of really good hitting. I think we're going to see some sensational digs, and it should be a lot of fun here at McCormick Gymnasium tonight.
This is our Irie Insurance pregame show. It's night 1 of the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series. The red and the blue team playing tonight in Shanley. They'll play again tomorrow at Bismarck. Let us take a break. We'll be back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
But I'm really excited to see all of them, especially since there's a lot of people that I don't have a chance to play with, or I don't play Class A volleyball, and the environment's completely different. It's a higher step from Class B, and I want to be a part of it. I want that challenge, and I want to see everything new.
For you specifically, Emily, this is kind of the last swan song, so to speak, of high school, right? You kind of get the cap and gown, you graduate, so this is the last thing with high school. So what is next, for the August, September, for your future plans, Emily?
I'm going to Bismarck State College for my first 2 years to go into radiology and do the pre-radiology program there. Then after those 2 years, I'm not 100% sure. I kind of want to keep my options open if I still love the program or anything like that. If I love the town of Bismarck, see how I am at that time.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
It's the concert event of the summer in the Brainerd Lakes area. Lakes Jam, June 22nd through June 25th at Brainerd International Raceway.
R&J Broadcasting is the presenting sponsor.
Experience Lakes Jam. For rock and rollers, the main stage features Tesla, Warrants, and Hairball. For country enthusiasts, John Party, Cole Swindell, Gabby Barrett, and Mark Wills. Experience watercross, drifting, and lawnmower racing. For on-site camping, lodging, and tickets, visit lakesjam.com.
And we are back on YourLiveEvent.com at our Irie Insurance pregame show. Our coverage of the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series, and we want to thank all of our sponsors. We want to thank the Optimist, as always, for giving us this opportunity now 2 years in a row to broadcast this Volleyball All-Star Series. And we want to thank Hillsboro EDC for sponsoring our player interview. Got a chance to see them. They're all available on the Your Live Event YouTube page. You can also we had them broadcasting for you before we got things started. You get a chance to see them tomorrow before the game starts in Bismarck. Visit growhillsboro.com. There's more at Exit 104. Check out more player interviews, again, by searching Your Live Event on YouTube. So this year, as we talked about, blue team, red teams getting redrafted for the start of the All-Star game as opposed to East-West. Last year, night 1 was at West Fargo. That was 4-0, a victory for the East. For the East, yep. And then when we went out west, it was at Bismarck Century. It was a three-set win for the East. 2020, of course, we did not have the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series. 2019, it was the East night 1 in 4 sets, the West night 2 in 5 sets. 2018, the West night 1 and night 2. And then 2017, the East and the West split. East taking back-to-back in 15-16. So the East have had a strong showing the last few years, and this year we'll see the scales really get balanced in what is going to be fun and competitive volleyball. We'll take a break here on our Irie Insurance pregame show. We'll come back. We'll tell you more about this matchup and get you set for the introductions of the players and their families next on YourLiveEvent.com.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
Hello, Shane with Irie Insurance. We are proud to announce our Benefits Connect platform. You will have more options with Irie Insurance Benefits Connect. You have choices. Do you know who your group agent is? Do you meet annually to review benefits? Would you like to save money? Would you like more benefits? You have choices. We take a different approach to providing benefits through education, communication, and a personal touch. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to IrieInsurance.com.
Back here on YourLiveEvent.com, wrapping up our Irie Insurance pregame show. For all your insurance needs, visit Irie online at IrieINS.com. The red and the blue teams will be introduced with their families coming up first. We'll step aside for the national anthem. We'll be back to get those introductions on YourLiveEvent.com.
This Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Spring planting has been a trying time for everyone. Now is the time to take note of any issues you may have experienced with your planter while it's fresh in your mind. We can come out to your farm, walk the fields with you, and talk over these concerns and put a plan together. Programs are available to help you address any issues you might find in the performance of your planter. Before you put your planter away, call RDK. RDK Enterprises in Hillsboro, 636-2119.
Friday Night Racing returns this summer to Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo, featuring 5-wide, high-flying, family-friendly action. Weekly racing featuring IMCA modified, stock cars, sport mods, sprint cars, hobby stocks, and index legends. Racing begins at 7 o'clock. Adult tickets are $13, kids tickets just $5. See the full schedule online at RedRiverValleySpeedway.com. All summer long, enjoy Friday night action at Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo.
It's the concert event of the summer in the Brainerd Lakes area. Lakes Jam, June 22nd through June 25th at Brainerd International Raceway.
R&J Broadcasting is the presenting sponsor.
Experience Lakes Jam. For rock and rollers, the main stage features Tesla, Warrants, and Hairball. For country enthusiasts, John Party, Cole Swindell, Gabby Barrett, and Mark Wills. Experience watercross, drifting, and lawnmower racing. For on-site camping, lodging, and tickets, visit lakesjam.com.
Powerful and playful, delicate and precise, bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family, to provide options beyond the expected, to help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Spring planting has been a trying time for everyone. Now is the time to take note of any issues you may have experienced with your planter while it's fresh in your mind. We can come out to your farm, walk the fields with you, and talk over these concerns and put a plan together. Programs are available to help you address any issues you might find in the performance of your planter. Before you put your planter away, call RDK. RDK Enterprises in Hillsboro, 636-2119.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
Coaches. First for the blue team. Blue team roster and coaches. Jamie Richter from Linton, HBM. And Jamie Zasterpil from Bismarck Century. Number 1, Macy Fridgen from Bismarck Century High School. Her parents, Patrick Fridgen and Mary Reel. Head coach, Jamie Zesterpool. Number 2, Emily Degree. Delax Burlington High School, Kevin and Tina Degree. Head coach, Eric Amon. Number 3, Alyssa Haugland. She's from Divide County High School. Her parents, Donovan and Linda Haugland. Head coach, Nicole Bertman. Number 4, Olivia Vetter, from right here at Fargo Shanley. Her parents, Richard and Charmaine Vetter. Head coach, Mark Quinnett. Number 5, Katie Trumbauer. Jamestown High School. Her parents, Jeff and Jody Trumbauer. Head coach, Sarah Hegerly. Number 6, Piper Harris. Out of Mandan High School. Her parents, Jason and Carrie Harris. Head coach, Anna Folk. Number 7, Ava Wild. She's from Fargo Davies High School. Her parents, Christy and Clayton Roscoe. Head coach, Carolyn Olson. Number 8, JC Richter. She's from Linton HMB High School. Her parents, John and Jamie Richter, with the head coach, Jamie Richter. Number 9, Kinsey Zuroff, out of Beulah High School. Her parents, Jesse and Jessica Zuroff. Head coach, Brian Philibek. Number 10, Kennedy Renner from Bismarck High School. Parents, Chad and Jamie Renner. Brianna Klein, her head coach. Number 11, Abby Cox. She's from Oaks High School. Parents, Andy Cox and Jill Carlgard. Caitlin Hagen's her coach. And number 12, Bailey Munson, out of Thompson High School. Her parents, Mickey and Sarah Munson, and the head coach, Lisa Strand. Big round of applause for the blue team. Now let's meet the red team roster and coaches. Carolyn Olson of Fargo Davies and Tim Wallstrom of Kenmare. Number 1, Danielle Hagler from North Star High School. Her parents, Jeff and Maria Hagler. Aubrey Page is the head coach. Number 2, Paige McAllister from Fargo Shanley. Jay and Laura McAllister and Mark Quinnett, the head coach. Number 3, Kylie Storrow from Wahpeton High School. Sam and Alicia Storrow, head coach, Addie Vancura. Number 4, Eden Olson, Our Redeemers High School. Her parents, Brett and Brooke Olson. Kara Nunziato, the head coach. Number 5, Mia Hins, out of Bismarck High School. Brian and Julie Hins, head coach, Brianna Klein. Number 6, Nadia Viakuski, out of West Fargo. Her parents, Jay and Sharae Viakuski. Kelly Gibbons, the head coach. Number 7, Emma Lucas, out of Northern Cass. Her parents, DC and Marie Lucas. Head coach, Angie Johnson. Number 8, Sydney Upton. Her school, Bismarck, Ryan. Marissa Albertson, her parent. And Nick Thies, her head coach. Riley Hoff, out of Drake Animus High School. Riley and Krista Hoff, her parents, and Annie Arnold, the head coach. Delaney Clark, out of Bismarck Century. Ron and Renee Clark are her parents, and Jamie Zasterpil is the head coach. Number 11, Hannah Hodel, out of Fargo Shanley. Her parents, Lee and Diane Hodel. Mark Quinnett, her coach. And number 12, Tegan Scher from Linton HMB High School. Troy and Shari Scher. Head coach, Jamie Richter. How about a big round of applause for the red team?
And there we go. That is the introduction of our All-Stars. We'll be back with set number 1 when we return on YourLiveEvent.com. And we are back on YourLiveEvent.com. The blue and the red team, the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series, just got through the introductions with the players and their families, and we are set to go. First year, it is not East and West. It was all the West B and A and all the East B and A mixed together for the chance to play in this Volleyball All-Star Series. Regardless of the outcome of the first 3 sets, we will have 4 sets to be played tonight, guaranteed. Of course, if we need 5 for the tiebreaker, we will get 5 for the tiebreaker. The blue team will be on our left. They will be the visitors. The red team on our right, they will be the home team. We have not gotten word yet if they will be swapping benches between sets. But again, this is obviously going to be played in the official volleyball rules. But in terms of governing body rules, maybe just a few differences, a few tweaks here and there to try to have a little bit fun with it, a little consistency, and get these 2 teams ready to go. So some words in front of their coaches. The blue team coach, Jamie Richter from Lytton HMB, Jamie Sastapol from Bismarck Century, the red team, Carolyn Olson from Fargo Davies, and Tim Wallstrom from Kenmere. So the red team and the blue team out on the court. Piper Harris from Mandan wearing the white libero shirt, waits to get checked in. There's several listed liberos on both rosters. Now only one player on either sideline wearing the white shirt, and that is Piper Harris from Mandan. So it would lead me to believe that the blue team will be serve-receive first, but we'll have to wait for the official word from down below. Nope, I spoke too soon. It will be the blue team serving first, so they will not be on serve-receive. Katie Trumbauer from Jamestown will do the serving. Jamestown has had a rich tradition of volleyball over the last handful of years. Her serve comes across, received in the back row. Low pass sent to the near side, sent across the net by Emma Lucas. Picked up in the back row by Harris across for the blue team. Off the hands of Hins, reeled back in play and cleared across the net by the red team. Set number 1 underway. Ball comes through the double block. Bump set over to the left side. Across from Lucas. Reeled in by the libero Harris and cleared across by Phrygian from the blue team. Set up front through the defense on the hit from Hagler. Bump set to the far side. Across on the hit from Renner. Been some steady volleyball and a nice pickup, but there's going to be a violation called on the line, and the point will go to the red team. Point inside out. Someone stepped over the line, so on our Thunder Steeds scoreboard, 1-0 red team. They will get their first rotation in of the game, and it looks like Delaney Clark from Bismarck Century comes back to serve. Long rally to start out set number 1. Clark serve in the net, service error, 1-1. We are tied.
Well, if any indication, Joel, on the very first point, hopefully we get to see those long rallies and extended points here. That would be a lot of fun for tonight in McCormick Gymnasium and tomorrow at Bismarck High.
Bailey Munson from Thompson rotates in. She'll be back to serve. Yeah, we're going to see some very clean and very good volleyball the next 2 nights. A check at the rotation at the table, very common in this All-Star Series. The rotation runs so deep, everyone will get a chance to get on the court, so the official needed a chance to check it. And now Munson's ready to go. Serve across, received in the back row, put through a block, and someone came over the net, and it will be the red team, so the blue team back in front, 2-1.
Delaney Clark trying to win that joust as the setter there from Bismarck Century, just unable to get to the volleyball quick enough, particularly with the big number 7 across from her.
Set comes to the left side, across on a hit from Fiakovsky, and we'll get the first point for the red team. It was tipped on the back row, 2-2. We are tied yet again. So rotating in for the red team, Paige McAllister from Shanley. She will take a spot in the front row, and then rotating in on the back row, I believe, is Tegan Shear from Linton. Serve goes across in the net, service error, and actually, is that Hannah Hodel who rotated in? Yeah, that was 11, not 12. So the blue team back in front, 3-2. Macy Phrygian from Century will serve for the blue team. This one received in the back row. A hit from Lucas, reeled back in play by Clark and cleared by the red team. Blue team on the offensive to the near side through a double block on the hit from Degrees. And 4-2 blue team advantage.
Nice quick play. Good job by Emily Degree there to go through a double block and somehow find the point for the blue team.
Phrygian's next serve. Dug center back row, set up front. Hit off the hands by McAllister. And McAllister will register the kill. Red team gets a point and a side out, 4-3.
Saw that a lot. A former Fargo Shanley Deacon, All-Stater as well, first team for Fargo Shanley and Paige McAllister.
Deacon Shear rotates in. 3 in the back row to receive. Bumped on the far side by Wild to the near side. Through on a hit for Degree. Set near side through a block and a miscommunication. Trumbauer from Jamestown put a hand on it as the libero Harris was going to make the play. 4-4, tied for the third time. Chase, our third tie in this first set on our Thunder Sheet scoreboard, and I would imagine not even close to the last. We're going to see the way things have been going.
3 different players from Team Red already with the kill. That was Riley Hoff from Drake out of Munson. Now we get another kill, this time coming from the blue team on the opposite side from Ava Wild. She doesn't have too far to go, Joel, from a 25th Street showdown here in Fargo from Fargo Davies.
Yeah, I think we have a few Deacons and Eagles on the same team. We have those rivals being teammates here on the blue team and the red team as well. Olivia Vetter from Shanley playing in her home court. Ready to serve. Her team her team leading 5-4. Set to the far side and hammered. Vetter there to make the play. Bump set comes from Harris, cleared across the net. Dug out by Hodel. Onto the near side, through a block on a hit for Hoff. Now cleared to the front row and cleared for the blue team. Been very evenly matched here in set number 1. Finessing across the net, McAllister. Set comes from Harris and unable to clear the net, I believe. That was Cox who was able to clear on that hit, and it will go to the red team, 5-5 the score.
Abby Cox from Oaks High School, a dominant player in her particular region. The last couple of years got to play varsity very early on for the Oaks Tornadoes.
Now just a handful of years removed from state runners-up Chase, as serving Eden Olson from our Redeemers. Through the near side into a block, and it went out of bounds. It came off the hands, I believe it was Hoff, came off her hands and out of play, so it will be a 6-5 lead for the blue team.
There's been some 50-50 balls at the net that's been really fun to see. Ava Wild trying to go through a double block. That time she'll get the kill. And Ava Wild, Joel, going to be staying in the Summit League, heading to St. Thomas. Talk about a team that making some rounds early in the Red River Valley in Division I.
Yeah, they had a recruit come last year who played in this, I forgot who it was, who played in the volleyball series last year. They've been able to really, since joining the D1 ranks, pick up some players from this region, as we have all 3 officials right now discussing. I believe they're going to discuss the last play, and they're going to concur that it will be the blue with the side out and the ability to serve, and it's J.C. Richter back to serve. Linton coming off back-to-back volleyball championships, beating Northern Cass, a team out of Region 1 at the Fargo Dome. Rather, Minot this last year. Big hit. That was played by Vetter. Cleared across the net by Haugland, actually unable to clear it across the net. And tied again, 6-6 on our Thunder Seat scoreboard.
Well, this is any indication, as we mentioned from point 1, Joel, buckle up for volleyball fans watching and those here at McCormick Gymnasium.
Remember, regardless of the first 3, we are guaranteed a 4 set. This is Maya Hins from Bismarck. Set comes up through a block and a big swing. It's Abby Cox with the kill. And blue team back on top 7-6. She had an unforced error that came earlier, making up for it there with a big kill. That'll put Piper Harris, the libero, going to BSC next year out of Mandan. She will serve this one across. Set up front, a little bit of a lead to Hagler. She'll get it across, and it gets by Harris. 7-7 a tie.
Danielle Hagler, her dad, a very, very known, head boys basketball coach from the North Star Bearcats for quite some time. Also, Hagler, a All-State Class B selection for the Bearcats.
Emma Lucas rotates in. She'll be in the front row. Riley Hoff from Drake Adamus serving. Ball set up front through a block off the hands of Hins. And will come out of play. Blue team back on front, 8-7. Largest lead we saw, the blue team led 4-2. It's been back and forth since then, 4 ties along the way. Katie Trumbauer from Jamestown, she will serve. Hit center of the back row by Hoff to the near side, right into a block, but there to recover is Hins. Set up front, Lucas will clear on the dump set. Started by Harris, worked to the left side into a block. It's picked up by Richter. Near side put across on a well-placed hit by Degree. 9-7, a 2-point lead for the blue team on that Thunder Seed scoreboard. Chase, the blue team kind of threw everything at the red team and was able to get that well-placed kill. Wasn't hit very hard, but the defense just kind of bunching up in the front row.
Yeah, for Emily Degree, she had no one to go up against, and for volleyball, doesn't matter Class A or Class B. That's pretty simple as we see another quick point here from the red team.
Emma Lucas gets the kill. 9-8 will be the score. Red team trying to tie this one up again. Nadia Fiakovsky will get a spot in the front row. I believe it's Clark who is back row to serve. 4 back row to serve, receive. This one dug by Harris. Comes up to the far side, cleared across, and it hit long, an unforced error for the blue team, and we are tied 9-9. You see Phrygian with the unforced error. Next serve for Clark. Ball gets set to the left side, hammered across. There to make the play was Clark. Onto the near side, across from Lucas, the VCSU commit. Pass near side, put into a block. DeGray's hit into the double block. I know Lucas had a hand on that one. Did not see the other. It might have been Hagler or Fiakovsky, but 10-9, red team leads.
Hagler got the block on that one, able to get her left mid up there and able to bring that one down. And Joel, early on, we've seen a lot at the net for the opening 19 points here in Raleigh. A lot of 50-50 balls.
And starting to see, I think, teams, they've been practicing, but really starting to play together in live competition on both sides of the ball. As pass comes to Lucas, and it's hammered off the hand of Degree and into the stands. 11-9, and now we're going to have a 2-point lead for the red team.
Second kill for Lucas, one of 5 red members so far with a kill here tonight.
Serve received by Richter, pass to the right side, finessed across, and that's what it took. Macy Phrygian had a read on the defense, just finesses it right over the top. 11-10, blue team gets the point in the side out.
And the rich just keep on getting richer, Joel, where Phrygian's going to school next year at the University of Jamestown.
Yeah, when they went over to the GPAC, I don't know what it was, is they just kind of latched themselves onto another gear. Not that they weren't successful in the North Star, but you're talking about a team that's been national runners-up into the national Final Four, and a point and a side out going to the red team, 12-10.
Nadia Fiakovsky, here's a story, Joel. Texas A&M Corpus Christi. I asked her, how did you end up going there? She goes, well, I kind of recruited myself there.
Anna Hodel coming across to serve. Yeah, kind of similar. Shanley having a player going to Sanford a few years ago, kind of that same situation for football. 13-10 the score.
Yeah, Emmett Kenny, 56-yard field goal, state record.
Set the record, sent that video to everyone, got himself recruited, ended up going to Stanford rather, as the ball comes to Wild, and Ava Wild will get a kill. 13-11. Now, Chase, we talked about this going back and forth with some ties. Now it's like that 2-point buffer between the two teams has been where we've stood for a good stretch here.
And Ava Wild, a team leading 3 kills so far for Team Blue. She is one of 4 players for the blue team with a kill.
It was Phrygian serving, ball gets hit long, unforced error. I believe Delaney Clark will be tagged with that unforced error. 13-12 the score. Phrygian from Century. Serves across, bump set on the near side. Picked up by Fiakovsky into a block. She's there to recover. Set by Clark. Dump set will clear for Lucas. Blue team on the offensive. Set to the left side. Wild gets it through into a block. Blue recovers. Cleared on a shoot set. Red team will set up their offense to the left side. And it comes off the hands of Munson. And it gets by Degree in the front row. And McAllister will get the kill, 14-12, a 2-point lead again yet for the red team, and they will get a trip back to the service line. I believe it's Tegan Shear from Lytton H&B serving.
What I know with Nadia Fiakovsky at 6 foot and Paige McAllister at 5'11", they're playing larger than that frame right now. It's been tough for the blue team to get it over the net when those two are in the front row.
Set to the far side, hammered and well placed on the hit. That was Fiakovsky. 15-12.
Her team leading 3rd kill now, and Nadia Fiakovsky, we mentioned how she recruited herself. Well, she was down in Texas and she was at Corpus Christi. She's like, why wouldn't I want to go to a college that's next to an ocean and nice weather? So she sent her film down there and all of a sudden got a phone call from the head coaches, and now you're a D1 player in volleyball, Joel, in the Great South, not the Great North anymore.
Yeah, absolutely a complete change of weather. We had We've seen some of the selection over these all-star games that we've done, and a lot of players making their way down to that warm climate. And could you blame them, especially the winner that we had, as Olivia Vetter serving for the blue team. This one dug by Fiakovsky, back row, set up front, and one-handed across by McAllister. Set to the left side, comes to Wild, and Wild slams it down for a block in front of Shear and makes it 15-14.
A match-leading fourth kill for Ava Wild. Just like Fargo Davies, go to where the well is watered, and that's Ava Wild right now.
Next serve from Vetter. Hit by Fiakovsky. Set up front and hammered down. McAllister with the big kill, 16-14.
For these girls, I know, Joel, some play club or travel volleyball with each other in terms of throughout the off-season, but considering that they only got going on Friday, we've seen some really good chemistry passes already so far through 4 days of these girls actually getting in a gym and trying to figure out what each other's has their strength and attributes.
And a point for the blue team. 16-15 will be the score. Cox will get the kill. We did have a change in that rotation. Kylie Storrell from Wapaton rotated in. She took a spot in the front row. And I believe it was Eden Olsen who went to the back row to serve. And serve for the blue team is Surhoff. Put into a block, there to get the hit in the front row. McAllister off some hands and cleared from Shear in the back row. Blue team tees it up right side and down off a block with the big kill, Abby Cox. Got a couple kills now here in this opening set. 16-16 our score on the Thunder Seed scoreboard.
Another All-State Class B selection. This is littered with All-Staters from both teams, Joel, when you look up and down this roster from this past fall.
Next serve. Goes back row, hit through the right side, through on a hit for Paige McAllister. 17-16. Red team maintains the lead. In for the red team, Maya Hins, she'll go back row. Danielle Hagler from North Star will go front row. Serve dug near corner, set up front, through a block, and towards the stands, and the kill, believe, will be Abby Cox again. Another kill for Abby Cox. 17-17 and another tie.
Her and Wild both with a blue team leading 4 kills in the first set.
9 ties in this first set. Piper Harris serving. Low pass recovered, cleared by Storrow on a shoot set. Started in the back row by Harris, and I believe that's Cox with the kill. Either it's going to be Cox or Wild.
That was Macy Fridgen right in the middle, 6'3" from Bismarck Century. She was unevaded, and Fridgen knows what to do with a volleyball at the net.
18-17, blue team back in front. Started by Clark, winds up in the hands of Storrow. She will clear. Blue team sets to the left side through a block that goes out of bounds. Kennedy Renner, I believe, the kill. 19-17. Blue team about to put red into pressure time here. Piper Harris's serve hit low in the back row, reeled back in by Storrow, cleared by Clark. Started by Harris, hammered in the back row, played by Clark. Bump to the far side, Storrow will get this one across. Set near side, and it just cleared the net. It was the hit from Munson, the hit from Cox that just clears the net. Blue team will try it again. Set to Renner left side. Renner gets it across off the hands of Shear. Reeled back, far side of the court, and a miscommunication. Storrow and Olsen got their signs crossed. 20-17, blue team with the lead. Red team now in pressure time as eclipsing 20 points is the blue team. And it's Piper Harris to serve again. Takes a little bit off this one, and Clark with a nice dig from the back row, but unfortunately hits it towards the scorer's table. 21-17 the score.
And we get a timeout here from the red team. Piper Harris, by the way, that ball just dropped off the ceiling to get that ace.
Yeah, that was a very, very nice serve on her part. 21-17 our score here in set number 1. Thanks for joining us on YourLiveEvent.com. It's the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series. We'll have a match here tonight and then on the road tomorrow to Bismarck for the second night of this. Don't forget to tune in this weekend. We'll have a joint broadcast effort with Three Borders Sports, as we will have both games of the Shrine Bowl coming to you from Droneberg Field at Mayville State. 11-man game at 4, 9-man game will follow that one. Of course, we've had a chance to talk to members of both of those teams. You can find those interviews, our interviews with the Volleyball All-Stars by finding your live event on YouTube. Those interviews brought to you by Hillsboro EDC. Visit HillsboroND.com. There's more at Exit 104. Check out more player interviews again at yourliveevent.com. 21-17, timeout ends. Blue team with the lead here in match number 1. It was back and forth, 9 ties before getting to this point. The serve from Harris, hit in the back row, set to the left side, comes to Storo, sent right back, hit by Clark, set far side, reeled in and cleared by Hoff. Blue team to the near side, hit across by Cox, shoot set, clears, passes low from Olivia Vetter. Taking out a system just a little bit, 21-18, and the red team has some ground to make up here in this opening set, and it's Riley Hoff from Drake Animus serving. Here comes her serve, hit center back row. Picked up, set to Phrygian left side, into a block and down. A point for the blue team. Trying to mount a comeback here, down 21-19. Not a lot of room for error right now for this red team. Serve grazes the top of the net, dug out of the back row. Set to Cox on the near side, into a block. Off the hands of Harris, she hits it the wrong way. 21-20.
Hagler was there for the block right away. Continues to play really well up front here from Class B and North Star for the red team.
Kylie Storrell from Wapaton will do the serving. This one dug out of the back row, comes across, hammered right down, and actually that was Riley Hoff who did the serving. Phrygian gets the kill, 22-20. Blue team 3 points away from taking set 1. Coming back to serve, Katie Trumbauer from Jamestown. That is, I believe, the top of the service rotation for the blue team. Emily DeGree from Des Lacs Burlington will go into the front row. This serve across, hit center back row, set up front, hammered through. Big hit from Danielle Hagler. 22-21 the score.
Really nice dig from Riley Hoff to get it going. And Joel, we hear so much in tempo and transition in basketball. Well, it's the same in volleyball. If you get a really nice pass to set up your setter, good luck as the opposite team trying to get that block at the net.
Delaney Clark does the serving for the red team. Finessed across. Macy Phrygian could hammer it when she needs to that time. Just a good read of the defense. 23-21 the score on the Thunder Sheet scoreboard. Serving for the blue team, Bailey Munson from Thompson. Thompson, one of our schools, part of our Your Live event network beginning this fall. Had a chance to cover both baseball and softball at the Fargo Dome and NDSU a couple weeks ago. Another kill for the red team. This one, I believe, Delaney Clark. It's going to be Hagler with the kill, 23-22.
Hagler and Macy Phrygian, they're both wearing number 1 right now, Joel, and they're both going back and forth at each other.
Anna Holel, the Deacon, serving here on the home court. And a miscommunication back row. Munson and Harris both froze, thought the other might have had it. 23-all, we are tied. The next 2 points for the red team would win it.
Tim Wakefield had nothing on that knuckleball, by the way.
Serve from Hodel, dug by Harris. Set to the left side, hammered into a block. Nice recovery from Phrygian. Set to the left side, across for Wild. Red team on the offensive. Set right side, hit across by by Olsen. And through a block and a kill for the blue team. 24-23, now they need to score the next 2 to win. If the red team gets a point, then it's going to be the next to take a 2-point lead. We'll get the victory of set number 1.
Phrygian with her 5th kill, Joel, to get them to that set point.
Here comes Phrygian to serve. Hit by Hodel. Set up front and hammered across. Comes off the hands of Munson. Reeled back to the court and cleared by the blue team. They'll just free ball this one across. Red team sets to the left side. Big hit comes from Lucas. Defense for the blue team recovers. They will send it back. And this one hit long. 24-24. Next to take a 2-point lead wins the first set.
Our camera almost got just sliced, by the way. That was awfully close.
11 ties in this first set. I like to get close to the action chase. If it costs us a camera, it costs us a camera. Tegan Shear serve across. I didn't say that one out loud, did I? As it's hit into a block by Wild and hit the wrong way.
Nadia Fiakuski was there with Paige McAllister. That's a 1-2, but we're going to give that to Fiakuski.
Blue team wants a timeout as serving is red team for the set point. Thanks for joining us here on YourLiveEvent.com on our Thunder Seed scoreboard. 25-24 in set one. Thunder Seed, they put their crop in every spring and take it out every fall, just like you. They would never sell your seed before testing it in their own field first. Thunder Seed, first in the field. Check out their website at thunderseed.com. I'm Joel Morgan. Chase Miller out there along the sidelines, down on the court, checking things out. It's a nice crowd out here at Shanley High School. Again, tomorrow this series moves to Bismarck. We'll have that for you beginning at about 6:25. A chance for you to see those interviews brought to you by Hillsboro EDC. And then we'll get you going in the second night. Timeout ends. Serving for the red team, Tegan Shear from Linton. Next point for the red team, they win it. And here we go, Shear ready to go. Overpass in the back row, recovered left side, put down, big hit. Comes from Ava Wild. 12 ties, it is 25-25.
Phrygian 5 kills, Wild 5 kills, and Abby Cox with 4 kills to lead the way for the blue team.
And it's Olivia Vetter. And the Deacons serve. Set to the circle, comes to the right side, into a block. It was hit into a double block that came right back down on the red side. 26-25, set point. Better serve. And low pass recovered, cleared by the red team. Looked like it was going to be an ace to end the first set. And Piper Harris will pass, put across by Abby Cox. It was tipped before going out of bounds. 27-25, our final in set one. It goes to the blue team on our Thunder Seed scoreboard. Set two coming your way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
It's the concert event of the summer in the Brainerd Lakes area. Lakes Jam, June 22nd through June 25th at Brainerd International Raceway.
R&J Broadcasting is the presenting sponsor.
Experience Lakes Jam. For rock and rollers, the main stage features Tesla, Warrant, and Hairball. For country enthusiasts, John Party, Cole Swindell, Gabby Barrett, and Mark Wills. Experience watercross, drifting, and lawnmower racing. For on-site camping, lodging, and tickets, visit lakesjam.com.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
Hello, Shane with Irie Insurance. We are proud to announce our Benefits Connect platform. You will have more options with Irie Insurance Benefits Connect. You have choices. Do you know who your group agent is? Do you meet annually to review benefits? Would you like to save money? Would you like more benefits? You have choices. We take a different approach to providing benefits through education, communication, and a personal touch. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to irieinsurance.com.
Back on YourLiveEvent.com. Opening set goes to the blue team, 27-25. That is the final on our Thunder Seed scoreboard. So a 1-0 lead for the Blue All-Star team here at Shanley. You know, Chase, the first year they did this redraft, I think we need to maybe talk to the powers to be from the Optimists, and maybe these teams need to give themselves names.
Instead of red team and blue team?
Instead of red team and blue team. They should, you know, when they do their team bonding, maybe one of the activities is they get to name their team.
Kind of like going to a Top Gun reference here, their call sign. their team call sign.
Yeah, that's exactly what
I think that could be one. I'm not sure after watching one match, though, what would you call the blue team to the red team right now? What would be a word to describe both teams? Because they look very similar, which is, again, you said powers that be, good on the coaches in terms of finding the right players, in terms of the evenness that we saw for set number one.
Yeah, I don't know if I can think of a name. Creativity is probably not my strong suit, but I'm sure something will come our way. It's Nadia Fiakovsky from West Fargo. She will be serving for the red team to get things started. They are down 1-0. Her first serve comes across, hit by Harris in the back row, set by Vetter to the near side, put across, and no one was there. Everyone froze up. Ava Wild the kill, and the blue team scores first, 1-0 their lead.
Ava Wild talking about someone that just continued to be a stat stuffer in terms of her ability and approach off the floor as well. First team All-State, All-EDC, All-State tournament team, part of the girls basketball squad that made it to state as well. Ava Wild, just a phenomenal athlete.
Piper Harris serving for the blue team. Low pass in the back row, recovered, set to the left side, but mistimed by Sydney Upton for the red team, 2-0. Blue team out to a quick start. Next serve, hit by Clark, set up front, put through by Hagler. Nice dig, comes from Piper Harris, and it's cleared by the blue team. Bump set left side, Sydney Upton goes back row. Left side blue team put down on a big hit from Haugland. Now to the near side, across from Sydney Upton, and it hit some blue hands before going out of bounds. 2-1. Point to the side out to the red team.
Upton with her first kill, Sydney Upton as well. Take a look, Joel, from outside hitter from Bishop Ryan, heading to Minot State coming up here in the fall.
Delaney Clark serving. Emma Lucas checked in the front row. Harris gets it in the back row. Now to the near side, and a mistime hit comes from Alyssa Haugland from Divide County. 2-2, we are tied. Next serve from Clark, hit by Harris to the left side, and it goes out of bounds. It was hit by Kenzie Surhoff, but I think it caught the antenna before it caught the hands. That's what the officials will say, so red team takes the lead 3-2. Next serve, low pass back row. Set to the far side, off the hands of Hins, and will come out of play. I did not see who had the big kill, I believe.
Abby Cox.
It was Abby Cox. Gonna have about 5 or 6 kills coming here, Chase, as we are tied at 3.
The price is right. She's got 6.
And here comes the serve. This one goes across off the hands of Upton to the near side. Back to Upton. She will clear. Dug at the other end by Surhoff. Back to Surhoff. Down on a hit. And dug on the far sideline. Across for Hagler. Blue team will start their offense. Bump set near side. Cleared by Cox. And a fake set, put across by Delaney Clark. And that will become some points for the red team, 4-3 their lead.
Those are so tough as a defense. You just get so used to going to the mid, to the outside. Delaney Clark just throws the changeup out there and able to get a point. And fellow Bismarck Century Patriot, very proud program for head coach Jamie Zastapool in the last decade in Class A.
And Aholo does the serving. Now they have been tops in Class A volleyball. Set to Emma Lucas. Lucas will hit it across. Hit by Harris. Set up front, and this one gets put through. Dug on a hit by Fiakovsky. Comes back to the near side. Missed time by Upton. 4-4, we are tied.
Just to show you how good Bismarck Century's been, Joel, the last year that Century didn't play in a championship game in Class A, 2010. It has been that ridiculous of a streak.
And serving, Katie Trumbauer. You look at some of the athletes that have come through playing for the Patriots. Of course, Lauren Ware, the big name that you think of the last handful of years, as the hit will follow the ribbon and hit the court. Kenzie Surhoff with the kill. 5-4, the blue team leads.
Zuroff also quite good in track and field, named the Class B Senior Athlete of the Year on the girls' side for track and field from Beulah.
Trumbauer serving again. We saw this last week, Chase, with the softball all-star series, is just how many just athletes you have. And for some of them, this may be their second or third sport, but they're just so talented that they earn their spot in this game. Emma Lucas, by the way, gets that kill for the red team. as they'll get a point and a side out. 5-5, we are tied. Serving Tegan Shear. Ball to the left side, put into a block by Phrygian. And 6-5, red team with the lead.
And to your point, Piper Harris is going to play collegiate basketball at Bismarck State College coming up, and she was a phenomenal libero for the Mandan Braves the last couple of years.
Set to the near side and comes off the hands of Clark. That was a hit by Surhoff, and Surhoff put a lot of spin on that one, and Clark just couldn't hit it cleanly. 6-6, a tie here in set two. Set one went to the blue team, 27-25. Bailey Munson from Thompson serving for the blue team. Munson serve, hit by Lucas, picked up at the circle. Set to the near side across by Fiakovsky. Dug out of the back row by Munson. One-handed across by Phrygian for the blue team. Set to the near side. Big hit comes from Fiakovsky. Eludes the back row defense. 7-6, red team advantage.
That's what a senior athlete of the year looks like, Joel in Class A and Fiakovsky.
Fiakovsky reaching the varsity ranks pretty quick for a very talented West Fargo team. Eden Olsen, she'll serve. Dug out by Harris. Set to the near side, across on a hit from Phrygian. Red team sets up to the near side, finessed across by Upton. Rather finessed across by Fiakovsky. And 8-6, red team advantage on the Thunder Seed scoreboard.
Team leading 5 kills for Fiakovsky.
Next serve from Olsen. Hit back row, set far side, finesse through the defense, dug out by Olsen. Set near side, Fiakovsky into a block. There to recover the hit was Storo, hit into a block again. This time the defense couldn't get there. Ava Wild the kill, 8-7 the score.
Wild able to get another block. That's her second. And Joel, just looking around here, McCormick Gymnasium, really nice crowd filing in on a Monday night.
A really nice crowd and really nice to see the students supporting their teammates. Phrygian serve, hit by Hodel back row, set to the right side. Finessed across and a kill. Fiakovsky will tag on another one, 9-7, the lead for the red team. Seeing some of the athletes, Chase, that we'll be talking about this weekend coming up at the Shrine Bowl. Frosty Wisniewski out here, Jake Deutsch out here from the Central Cass Squirrels. Hintz will serve across. This one dug in the back row, set to the far side, threw on a hit from Wild. There to respond is Hins. Fiakovsky sends it across. Big dig from Munson. Set left side. Wild hammers it down. Shear gets the hit. Pass near side, finessed across by Fiakovsky. There to receive is Trumbauer. Wild hits this one through. This time Fiakovsky can't get there. 9-8 the score.
Also for the Shrine Bowl, Joel, they have a very warm week of practice coming up as they're going to get going tomorrow at Mayville State University. I'm just glad I'm not wearing pads or coaching the next 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, talking about temperatures in the upper 90s. 80s this week, upper 90s, potentially 100 coming on Saturday as the serve across from Vetter. Started in the back row, set to Fiakovsky, goes long. 9-9, we are tied. So we know we have Frosty Wisniewski and Jake Deutsch, who, by the way, if you want to learn more about those two athletes, you can check out our interviews at yourliveevent.com, brought to you by Hillsboro EDC. Plenty of interviews Chase was able to do with members of this all-star game being played in front of us. As Hagler gets the hit, the defense recovers. Blue team will clear across. Started by Shear, set up front, and hits the ribbon of the net. Hagler gets the kill. 10-9, red team back on front, and Chase, that hesitation hitting the ribbon was enough to throw the defense kind of out of sorts.
Yeah, I don't know if Hagler planned it, but if you don't plan it or not, it still counts as a kill. She's got 4, which is second on the team. Still worked out quite nicely.
Fiakovsky up to serve. This one dug by Harris. Set to the near side and put down on a hit by Phrygian, and it was dug by Fiakovsky and just couldn't get out of the way as her teammates Upton and Hins were coming in. 10-10, we are tied again.
It's been really fun volleyball, and Joel, we haven't seen a lot of mistakes. Sometimes you think of, unforced errors or hitting into the net. We haven't seen that a lot for a volleyball match here in an all-star summer kind of mode with these girls.
Harris coming in to serve. This one hit across, dug in the back row, comes to the far side, threw on a hit, and a kill for the blue team. And it looks like blue team has changed libero. So Piper Harris was the libero in match 1. They have changed liberos here for match 2.
J.C.
So
Richter.
J.C. Richter in the libero position, so I apologize. I said it was Harris, but it was actually J.C. Richter playing libero. As ball set to the near side, across on a hit from Upton. Cross from the blue team. And they're going to get violation called against red team. That violation makes it 12-10.
Kylie Storrow right there just got enough of the net. And obviously, they're going to give you a little leniency, but they still got to make the call as the officials.
Piper Harris gets her serve across, teed up to Hagler. Big hit by Hagler. Red team kind of needed that to prevent a run from the blue team. Haven't seen too many big runs. I think our largest lead we have seen was 3. That was back in set 1 when it was 21-18. Strike that 4. It was 21-17 at one point in favor of the blue team. Blue team taking that opening set, 27-25. Another point for the blue team. 13-11 their lead.
Zerhoff with the kill. And Joel, could you imagine if we weren't doing rally scoring, if we were doing the old ways of scoring volleyball with how close and back and forth this would be? I don't think we'd be done with set number 1 yet.
J.C. Richter serving, and before I covered volleyball, that was the scoring as it's an ace. Hesitation came from Upton. I think regardless if she would have put a hand on it or not, it would have been an ace. It was a well-placed serve, 14-11. So Richter picks up the point for her team, a 3-point advantage for the blue team, trying to match their 4-point lead that they had in set 1. And Richter was thinking off speed. Unfortunately, just a little too much taken off there. But Jason, since I started covering volleyball, I know the same for you. It's been the scoring system now, but I've heard stories from some of the older broadcasters about how those matches would go. You get 2 very talented teams, Hannah Hodel serving for the red team, 2 talented teams like the ones in front of us, and you're talking sets taking 30, 40 minutes as it's put into the net by Phrygian. 14-13.
And there's also a reason that the winner only went to 15 instead of 25 back then because of that as well, Joel.
And Hodel ready to serve. Imagine if that was 25 scoring back in that old way of playing volleyball. As the serve comes across, it's picked up by Piper Harris, and putting over the net and putting it down is Sydney Upton. 14-14. There's a tie.
And I like the rosters. You got 12 players on both teams, Joel, so enough to kind of give these girls a break, but enough to also give them enough competition throughout tonight and tomorrow in Bismarck.
Hodel's serve gets hit long on the return from the blue team. I believe that error will go against Phrygian. 15-14, red team back on top on our Thunder Seed scoreboard. Serve started in the back row. Set up to the near side, and a kill. That is Cox with the kill. Another one for Abby Cox, 15-all, a tie.
The one thing that's different maybe for some of these players too, Joel, particularly in Class B, just because they might not have as many players as Class A, some of these girls never came out during their respective matches. So now all of a sudden it's like, well, I got to sit on the bench for like 12 points. I'm not used to this. Try to get your rhythm and your flow a little bit.
Katie Trumbauer with the service error, 16-15, point inside out to the red team. And serving this time will be Tegan Shear. One name that comes to mind who would never leave the floor as the serve comes up front, and it's hit long as trying to jockey for position was Degree and hit it long, but to Kaya Mauk from Hankinson Chase feel like she never left the floor in volleyball, never left the floor in basketball. Spent a lot of time in the field for softball as serve is played by Richter, put up front, and Degree will hit it long again. She has had back-to-back hitting errors, 18-15, the lead for the red team on our Thunder Seed scoreboard. We're going to get a timeout on the court. We'll be back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Spring planting has been a trying time for everyone. Now is the time to take note of any issues you may have experienced with your planter while it's fresh in your mind. We can come out to your farm, walk the fields with you, and talk over these concerns and put a plan together. Programs are available to help you address any issues you might find in the performance of your planter. Before you put your planter away, call RDK. RDK Enterprises in Hillsboro, 636-2119.
Friday Night Racing returns this summer to Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo, featuring 5-wide, high-flying, family-friendly action. Weekly racing featuring IMCA modified, stock cars, sport mods, sprint cars, hobby stocks, and NX legends. Racing begins at 7 o'clock. Adult tickets are $13. Kids tickets just $5. See the full schedule online at RedRiverValleySpeedway.com. All summer long, enjoy Friday night action at Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo.
Set number 2, red team leads 18-15 on our Thunder Seed scoreboard. 1-0, the red team is trailing in this match as a hitting error comes from Phrygian. 19-15, red team looking to even up the match at 1 apiece. And Chase, I think a broadcaster's jinx, we talked about how clean this volleyball has been played. There's been a few unforced errors that has cost the blue team as Richter receives the serve, comes to the left side and trying to finesse across with Phrygian, but it's into a block. 20-15 the score.
I will say this. I know a lot of people think there's announcers jinx. Gary Anderson never missed a field goal, then misses a field goal. As an announcer, you're just doing your job. You're telling the story. And, you know, I just don't believe in announcer jinx, even though we are having some maybe tired legs here in set number 2.
Shear gets the service error, ends the scoring run for the red team. They lead 20-16. Blue team has some ground to make up. And it's Bailey Munson from Thompson serving. Emma Lucas will receive, picked up at the circle, set to the left side. Fiakovsky into a block. And it will be Emily Degree from Delax Burlington will get the point, 20-17 the score.
Degree, Phrygian, you got 6'3", 6'2". That's tough to hit over, Joel.
And here comes Munson for her next serve. Dog out of the back row, bump set to the near side, and Emma Lucas puts this one down. And she'll get a point for the red team.
Lucas, the daughter of head basketball girls coach D.C. Lucas, heading to Valley City State University coming up in the fall. VCSU, Joel, has a lot of players that we're seeing here tonight that's going to play in the City of Bridges coming up in the fall. Eden
Olson serving for the red team. Yes, Coach Graywater has made it a point of emphasis to bring in local talent to VCSU. As the set comes to the near side, Fiakovsky gets it across, received at the other end by Wild to the near side. Degree gets it, and a short pass sent to the ceiling and cleared across by McAllister. I don't think they drew it up that way, Chase, but they'll take it as it extends the rally. And Wild gets it sent right back. Dug in the back row. Great play by Hodel, and cleared again by the red team.
Really nice hit there by Phrygian. Really nice spot, but Hannah Hodel was the story on the red team. She got 2 back-to-back just phenomenal digs, and she's playing in her last time here, McCormick Gymnasium, a fellow Deacon.
And it's Phrygian. Rather Wild serving for the blue team, and it's a service error. No, that was Phrygian serving. 22-18 the score.
This is like watching a hockey game a little bit here with all the rotations that they have, 3-4 at a time.
And serving was Hins, got this one across. Blue team sends it, and the defense was froze up. Wild gets the kill. 22-19 the score.
Ava Wild with a match-leading 8 kills so far for Team Blue.
And Olivia Vetter will come in to serve. I believe Cox also came in the front row. Vetter serve. Hit by Fiakovsky, picked up at the circle, set up front, Hagler across, dug out by Richter. To the far side, Wild clears, comes off the hands of Olson. Near side, put down on a hit by Fiakovsky. Nice receive by Vetter, sent back by the blue team. Blue team won the first set, 27-25. Red team trying to even things up, and the blue team just could not clear. Everyone got bunched up, Chase. There's a lot of smiles coming around as they all kind of knew they got tangled up.
And I think we're going to get a timeout right now with Coach Richter and Coach Sashsapool after that untanglement to make sure everyone's all right and try to stymie this little run here by the Red.
Let's take a timeout on the court. We'll be back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's the concert event of the summer in the Brainerd Lakes area. Lakes Jam, June 22nd through June 25th at Brainerd International Raceway.
R&J Broadcasting is the presenting sponsor.
Experience Lakes Jam. For rock and rollers, the main stage features Tesla, Warrants, and Hairball. For country enthusiasts, John Party, Cole Swindell, Gabby Barrett, and Mark Wills. Experience watercross, drifting, and lawnmower racing. For on-site camping, lodging, and tickets, visit lakesjam.com.
Back here on YourLiveEvent.com, it's the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series. 23-19 on our Thunder Seat scoreboard. Set 2, red team leads, trying to tie things up with the blue team, who took the first set 27-25. I'm Joel Morgan. Chase Miller along with us here on this broadcast. We'll be out in Bismarck again tomorrow. And it's Nadia Fiakovsky serving for the red team. And here comes her serve. Hit by Richter. Set to the far side. Put across the net by Cox. Received by the red team. Teed up, put into a block. Hagler, defense recovers. Left side, this time it's Upton. And it's blocked. Cox and Haugland will get the block. 23-20 the score. And that puts Ava Wild back to serve. Here comes the serve from Ava Wild. Grazes the net. It's an ace. Gets by Fiakovsky. 23-21 the score.
Third different player for Team Blue with an ace. Ava Wild with her first one of the night.
Next serve from Wild. Dug by Fiakovsky, picked up at the circle by Olsen, put across off the hands of Fetter, but into the stands. 24-21. Match point coming up for the red team.
Hagler's been the beneficiary multiple times as that middle hitter where it's just the dig, the pass, and there's the spike, and Hagler's got the kill more times than not in the middle spot.
Here comes Delaney Clark to serve. And it's an ace. Far side thought it was a service error. Kinsley Surhoff landed right by her. 25-21, and an ace will end set number 2. The red team has even things up at a set apiece. We'll step aside, back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family, to provide options beyond the expected, to help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Spring planting has been a trying time for everyone. Now is the time to take note of any issues you may have experienced with your planter while it's fresh in your mind. We can come out to your farm, walk the fields with you, and talk over these concerns and put a plan together. Programs are available to help you address any issues you might find in the performance of your planter. Before you put your planter away, call RDK. RDK Enterprises in Hillsboro, 636-2119.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
Back on YourLiveEvent.com on our Thunder Seed scoreboard. Our match score is 1-1. Blue team took the first 27-25. Red team took the second 25-21. Remember, regardless, we will be playing 4 sets. New format this year. Instead of East and West, it is red and blue. Coaches coming together, selecting their teams, finding the talent that they're looking for. Tomorrow we'll have coverage of day 2 of the series, this time out in Bismarck. Our coverage begins at 6:25. We'll be airing the interviews that Chase Miller had a chance to do with these volleyball athletes, brought to you by Hillsboro EDC. Then first serve at 7 o'clock. And then this Saturday will be the Shrine Bowl, a joint effort of Three Borders Sports Network. We'll be at Jerome Burke Field at Mayville State. 11-man game will be played first, followed by the 9-man game that starts at 4 o'clock. And Chase, the first thing I said when I got here was I'm very happy volleyball is played inside because it is warm enough already outside. Well, members of the Shrine Bowl, they're getting ready to start camp tomorrow. They will play in upper 90s, maybe 100 coming up this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to feel like summer. And the one thing, we went back out to grab 1 or 2 things from the car earlier, Joel, and after about 45 minutes being inside and going outside for about even 60 seconds, you could feel the humidity in the air, you could feel the warmth. And for a lot of people out there, whether it's you're doing the lawn work, whether you're doing your garden, or for the fellows that are going to be in the Shrine Bowl, I would think hydration would be the number one thing in the next 5-6 days. But yeah, I'm glad this isn't on the blacktop, as we've seen sometimes with basketball or sand volleyball for that matter. I'm glad we're in the AC inside.
Checking out the lineup on the far sideline, yeah, very noticeable difference inside, that is for sure. And, you know, we're going to keep an eye and ears and everything potentially for Saturday. Wouldn't be shocked if we saw some changes coming with just the heat that we're expecting. But, you know, some of these players haven't played football since the fall, since their season ended. Well, none of them have. Some of them getting ready to move on to play their college careers in football. Some of them getting ready to play their next college sport. So it'll be interesting to see, but definitely the heat never really a factor like it's going to be this weekend when it comes to playing a normal high school season. Katie Turnbauer will serve for the blue team. They're looking to regain their lead in this match. Serve started out of the back row, set to the near side. Lucas across, but a double hit called. Blue team scores first again for the second straight set, 1-0 their lead. Turnbauer from Jamestown, playing for Sarah Hagerly, who's had a lot of players come through this volleyball all-star series. Set to the right side, into a block that goes out of bounds. Storo will get the kill. We'll see what the rotation looks like. It's been pretty consistent by both sidelines. Delaney Clark from Century will come back into serve. Coming in the front row will be Sydney Upton from Bishop Ryan. Serve bumped by Wild, set to the far side. Munson into a block that goes out of bounds off the hands of Paige McAllister. 2-1 the lead for the blue team. Chase, all these athletes, very fierce competitors, obviously, is what a lot of their talent has aided their talent. But it's funny when you're in these all-star games, you know, that was hitting to a block by McAllister. She kind of smiled because she knew. And, you know, the pressure's off a little bit. You want to win, but you want to have some fun.
That's what an all-star game is all about. We saw that earlier with the Shield Softball All-Star Series. Addie Wagner struck out on a pair of off-speed pitches, you know, and she was kind of chuckling a little bit once or twice. You don't see that in the regular season, but you get to see that in the all-star games, kind of let your hair down a little bit more and just enjoy potentially your last high school game and also maybe representing your high school one more time.
Set comes to the right side. Upton hits it, but it's into a block that comes right back down on the side of the blue team, 4-1. Or excuse me, the red team 4-1 the lead for the blue team, and Bailey Munson from Thompson continuing to serve. This one dug in the back row, set up front, swatted away from the defense to the back row by McAllister. Set to the right side, Wild into a block, and it comes right down, and I believe it was out. It was McAllister, or rather Wild, able to avoid making contact with this one. 5-1. Blue team with a 4-point advantage here in set 3, largest we have seen so far on the night. Bump set near side, comes across to Lucas. Lucas will clear. Pass left side to Wild, and Wild goes long and right to Chase. Chase, you okay?
Hi, Joel. I think I'm okay. I'm just going to wait.
5-2 the score.
I'm probably going to get some black and blue or some ice for a little bit later on. I'm not going to do that too many more times when Ava Wild is hitting, I'll tell you that much.
And Hins will serve. Last week out in Bismarck, Chase got the responsibility of tracking down some foul balls. Now gets volleyball coming his way as Hins will set it up front. Set to a block from Hagler. 6-2. Blue team gets the point in the side out.
Renner from Bismarck High able to get the block there. And take a look at Renner as well for the blue team. First team All-Stater, All-WDA, All-State tournament team. That's just on repeat for nearly everybody that's playing here, Joel.
Macy Fridgen with the serve, received by Lucas. Pass misplayed, and Upton tried to recover. The set was intended for Hagler, got behind her. Upton, who was going in position, got a hand on it, but tried to help out her team, but just couldn't get the clean hit, 7-2. So an attempt at that nice recovery. A serve played by Shear to the right side. Lucas will get it across, and it gets by Eva Wild. 7-3, point and side out for the red team. Now there is a whole contingent of Northern Cass fans and players in the front row cheering on this red team as Emma Lucas from Northern Cass ready to serve. Dug out by Harris, put down on a hit. A kill coming for Kennedy Renner from Bismarck.
That's just not fair. A girl with her size to have that kind of hops, Joel, that's just not fair.
Rotating in, Olivia Vetter to serve for the blue team, and will be Abby Cox taking a spot in the front row. On a check of the rotation at the scores table. Again, the officials will be a little bit lenient on mistakes made in the rotation just because of the sheer number rotating in, as Vetter has the unforced error, service error, makes it 8-4. Blue team took the first set, 27-25. 25-21, red team took the second. Eden Olsen from our Redeemers serving. Kylie Storrow from Wapaton going into the front row. Dug by the libero. Harris to the right side, threw on a hit. There to play it is Hoff. Now right side, and Storrow tried to clear, but out of hits was the red team. 9-4, blue team advantage.
Cool thing about this too, Joel, is we have a player from Divide County, got one from Thompson, from Linton HMB. I mean, you kind of feel like most of the state is represented a little bit here in this one, and that's what the All-Star Series is all about. You know, you've seen faces that you might not normally get to see during the regular season. JC
Richter serving, and it comes to Hagler, puts down a hit. Defense recovers from the blue team. They will clear it right back across. Hit by Hins and put into a block by Hagler. Defense recovers again, and trying to fool the defense was Eden Olsen. Trying to fool the blue team's defense. Pretended to set, was going to shoot, set it over the net, couldn't clear. 10-4, blue team with a 6-point lead. This is the largest difference we've seen from either team. His serve tipped off the hands of Storrow, and no one can get there to recover. 11-4 the score. This blue team right now, Chase, is dialed in.
They've been able to just get those 50-50 balls. You talk about just, keeping the volley going. They've done that really nicely on the back end as well.
Set comes to the right side, unable to clear on the hit is Hoff. 12-4, blue team with an 8-point advantage.
And if you know Carolyn Olsen from her time at Red River or Davies, she's part of the red team coaching staff. She would do this quite frequently even with her teams. Yeah, you're down by 8, but you just got to figure it out on the court.
Pass comes up front, Hagler will clear, and the blue team mishandles. 12-5 the score. And point in the side out red team. They got some ground to make up. Coming in, Paige McAllister, she'll go front row, and then Hannah Hodel will go back row. So a pair of deacons checking in. Hodel will do the serving. And Chase, another all-star game, another Hodel in action.
Part of a triplet here for Fargo Shanley Calder sisters action in the Shield Softball All-Star Series. Talking to her dad, Lee, gonna make the trip back to Bismarck again next week like us.
Serve comes down, and it's hit long by McAllister. 13-5 the score.
Also, the coach is pretty cool, Joel. There's the verbiage and the history. Carolyn Olsen from Davies, Tim Wallstrom from Kenmare, Jamie Richter from Linton HMB, and Jamie Zassapul of Century. It doesn't take long to talk volleyball with them to probably forget volleyball for all the things that they've seen over the years.
Off with the unforced area. A lot of talent amongst that coaching staff. And I think, when you have some returning coaches who've been in this All-Star Series before, they understand what it takes to get these teams ready to go, ready to play. They talk about a balance between you want it to be loose, you want them to have fun, but you want them to be ready to go, and they kind of understand that grind. Another point coming for the blue team. They lead by 10, 15-5.
Macy Fridgen with her 8th kill, and you look at one side, Zassapul and Richter. That's not fair. They both won state championships in the fall, for crying out loud.
Piper Harris's serve gets received by Hoff, cleared across by Hodel, dug out by Surhoff. Cleared by Cox, but hits it long. 15-6. Blue team with the lead. They're looking to take a 2-1 advantage going into set 4. Tegan Shear in for the red team to serve. And here comes her serve. Hit by Piper Harris a little low. Valley stays alive. Hit into a block by Surhoff. Recovers, clears the net. Comes back to Surhoff. Will pass to the near side. And threw on a hit for Cox. Dug back row by Shear. Teed up front. McAllister across. Harris there to make the play. Put into a block and sent right back by McAllister. Cleared by the blue team. Good defense on both sides. Let's see what the red team does here. And Lucas able to come across, and it's tipped and goes out of play. Lucas the kill. 15-7 the score.
That was a really nice play by Richter to save it in front of her own blue team bench to keep that volley going for the blue team.
Next serve from Tegan Shear. Hit by Harris. Set to the left side. Hammered down with authority by Kinsey Surhoff of Beulah. 16-7 the score.
Another volleyball player. We mentioned VCSU, but another one that's going to the University of Jamestown, Joel, and Kinsey Surhoff.
Katie Trumbauer from Jamestown up to serve. Her team leading 16-7. Ball to Lucas, and getting hands on it was J.C. Richter, but not enough to extend a rally kill. Another kill for Lucas. 16-8 the score. Lucas, the Region 1 Senior Volleyball Player of the Year, taking Northern Cass to that championship game. A loss to Linton, a very talented and experienced Linton team, a very talented Northern Cass team. I'd say, Chase, the two best teams in Class B really slugged it out in that championship.
Yeah, they did. Linton H&B won a couple really close sets that were, one went into extra, 27-25 kind of a sets there, and then you had one or two other ones. The third one came maybe just because the writing was on a wall was a little bit much, but Linton H&B back-to-back. Northern Cass, you knew they were going to be good from start to finish, getting out of quality Region 1 as well. And it was fun to see, and Northern Cass had a slugfest with Kenmare, too, the night before, Joel, in the semifinals.
Bailey Munson serving, received by Hodel, set up front, put into a block by McAllister. Her teammates recover, comes to Lucas. Lucas hits it to the back row. This one will be received by Munson to the left side, down by Wild, received by Shear to the near side. Lucas puts it down, Piper Harris to make the play. Nice job by Wild, back to Harris, who clears. Defense from the red team gets it to Lucas. Now to Harris in the back row. This has been a good rally on both sides. Harris gets it across, hit by Lucas. Set up front, across on a hit by McAllister. Hammered across on a hit by Phrygian to the near side. Lucas clears the net. Harris sends it right back. Hit by Hodel. Set to the left side, Emma Lucas, and Lucas hits it a little low. Someone was going to lose that rally, Chase, and it ends up being the red team.
Piper Harris, her junior year for Mandan at the Fargo, set both a tournament game and a tournament 3-match record. She had over 50 digs in one particular match, Joel. We saw about 3 or 4 of them on that particular point.
Red team wants a timeout here in set 3 on the Thunder Sheet scoreboard. They trail the blue team 18-8. We'll be back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Back on YourLiveEvent.com, it's the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series. Joel Morgan, Chase Miller, Jake on the camera. Preston producing. Looked at me like I was going to forget to mention his name as Bailey Munson serves across, picked up by Hodel, set to Lucas, and Emma Lucas a kill. Want a little bit of revenge for that unforced error, Chase, and she got it in a big way.
Lucas, team high, 8 kills right now for the red team. You have Fiakuski with 7 and Hagler with 7. That's kind of been your big 3 so far. And Emma Lucas, when she gets on a roll, look out. Region 1 knows all about that.
Maya Hintz will serve. Played by Munson to Wild. There to receive, Shear. Now to the near side, Lucas across. Hit by Trumbauer to the near side, unable to clear Renner. 18-10. Red team looking for a big rally. It's Maya Hintz from Bismarck serving. In serve. Dug by Harris to the near side into a block. And blue team hits it out of play. 18-11.
Can you give half a block? Because I would give half a block to Hagler and half a block to Lucas. Can we do that in an all-star game?
Anything goes in the all-star game sometimes. This serve goes across, and it just kind of pinballed off of 3 sets of hands. That's an ace, 18-12.
Since the timeout, Joel, no announcer's jinx here, not trying to. A 4-0 run by Team Red.
Next serve from Hins, hit by Harris. Set up at the circle, comes to Wild. Wild into a block, sent right across the net by the blue team from Trumbauer. Comes to Lucas, hit by Harris. Dog center of the net, cleared by Wild, received by Hins, picked up at the circle, teed up and finessed by Hagler. The defense from the blue team responds and Harris clears it. Dug by Hagler to the right side, cleared on the hit from Upton. Blue team tries again, Wild into a block. And I believe it's Hagler with the block, 18-13. Fiakuski with the block.
Oh. Again, can you give half one more time with her and Upton were at the net?
And here comes the blue team, sending it back, set to the near side. Lucas across, dug by Harris, set to the near side. Renner clears, sent back, and a kill coming for Hagler. 18-14, as expected, the blue team wants a timeout. 4 straight points, make that 5 straight points for the red team. They trail 18-14 here in set 3. Back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's the concert event of the summer in the Brainerd Lakes area. Lakes Jam, June 22nd through June 25th at Brainerd International Raceway.
R&J Broadcasting is the presenting sponsor.
Experience Lakes Jam. For rock and rollers, the main stage features Tesla, Warrants, and Hairball. For country enthusiasts, John Party, Cole Swindell, Gabby Barrett, and Mark Wills. Experience watercross, drifting, and lawnmower racing. For on-site camping, lodging, and tickets, visit lakesjam.com.
6 straight points for the red team since that timeout. They trail 18-14 here in set 3. Welcome back to our coverage of the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series on YourLiveEvent.com. Maya Hins has been the good luck charm for the red team here on this run. Serve comes to Harris. Set near side, put across the net on the hit from Cox. And into a block. The defense, will they get there? Nice dig, cleared by Lucas, and credit Shear for staying with that ball. Blue team gets it across again. Hit by Clark to the near side. Lucas goes back row. There to receive is Munson, set to Wild. Wild gets the hit, received by Shear, set to the right side, and across on a hit this time for Fiakuski. Lucas across, goes the wrong way, does the blue team, but they're able to clear. Excuse me, that wasn't Fiakuski, that was Upton on that hit earlier. Comes to Upton again. She will clear this one across. 18-14, red team down by 4. Lucas hits, goes long. And again, another rally. You knew someone was going to have to lose. Blue team leads 19-14, and up to serve Macy Fridgen, a University of Jamestown commit from Bismarck Century. Coach Hagerly has had that UJ volleyball team so successful. Their men's volleyball team has been on the successful side of things as well. Relatively new program just in their first couple years. As a shoot set will clear the net for Clark and the red team. Blue team sends it back, miscommunication. Someone was able to get the clean hit as it comes to the near side, and Upton unable to clear on the hit, 20-14.
I'd be curious if high school volleyball on the men's side ever becomes a thing here in North Dakota, Joel. And coming years, the only time we see that's during a homecoming week, the powder puff volleyball game, so to speak.
Fridgen up to serve again, growing up in Illinois. That's a standard. Men's volleyball is an ace for Fridgen. 21-14 the score. Men's volleyball is just a standard. My high school had a volleyball team. Successful program, got through the playoffs. So moving, spending time in Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota, not having that be the standard is just still relatively new to me. As nice dig from Hins goes to the right side. Lucas a kill. 21-15 the score. I know the state of Minnesota has made efforts to try to sanction boys volleyball. No talks yet in North Dakota.
I think the thing is, where would you put it? And then because, opposing coaches for the respective sports would kind of be like, well, that might kind of dwindle my pool of athletes that I get to choose from.
Emma Lucas gets the serve across. This one goes across, picked up by Lucas, set up at the circle, comes to the near side, finesse by Hagler. 21-16.
9 kills for Lucas, 9 kills for Hagler right now to lead the floor for the red team.
Red team was down big. They were down 19-8 at one point. Come back here to trail by 5. Bump set, comes to Hins, sets to the right side. Upton sends it to a block, received by Clark. Over to the near side, and it wasn't the cleanest hit, but Riley Hoff from Drake Adamus will take it. 21-17 the score.
Riley Hoff heading to North Dakota State College of Science play volleyball, Joel. So she's going from the western to the eastern part of the state next year.
Lucas's serve received in the back row. Playing for Coach Pesa and the Wildcats next year as a kill comes from Trumbauer. 22-17 the score. Serving will be Olivia Vetter for the blue team. 3 points away from a 2-1 lead. Here it comes. Dug up by Upton. Set to the near side. Threw on a hit for Hoff, and Hoff another kill. 22-18. 22-18 on our Thunder Seed scoreboard. And Eden Olsen from our Redeemers will serve. Serve from Olsen goes across. Dug by Harris. Works his way to the right side. Cleared on a hit from Munson, rather from Cox. Put across on a hit from Hoff. Goes to Wild. Wild puts it down. Dug out by Hins. Put down by Wild. She had the read on that one. Never took her eyes off that ball. Another kill for Ava Wild. 23-18. Blue team 2 points away from a 2-1 lead.
Match high now in double digits. Ava Wild with 10.
Will be J.C. Richter, who will be going to Valley City State. Up to serve. Richter's serve. Dug out on the near side by Storo. And an overpass. Someone was trying to recover. That was Hagler who tried to hustle in and recover. Couldn't. 25-18. And now the blue team is serving for match point. Richter's serve. Hit by Storo. Bump set, centers it up. Hit in the back row by Lucas. Blue team on the offensive, and a kill for Cox, and that is match point. 25-18 your final in set 3 on the Thunder Seed scoreboard. Blue team now leads 2-1. Set 4 coming up next on YourLiveEvent.com.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Hello, Shane with Irie Insurance. We are proud to announce our Benefits Connect platform. You will have more options with Irie Insurance Benefits Connect. You have choices. Do you know who your group agent is? Do you meet annually to review benefits? Would you like to save money? Would you like more benefits? You have choices. We take a different approach to providing benefits through education, communication, and a personal touch. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to irieinsurance.com.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Spring planting has been a trying time for everyone. Now is the time to take note of any issues you may have experienced with your planter while it's fresh in your mind. We can come out to your farm, walk the fields with you, and talk over these concerns and put a plan together. Programs are available to help you address any issues you might find in the performance of your planter. Before you put your planter away, call RDK. RDK Enterprises in Hillsborough, 636-2119.
Friday Night Racing returns this summer to Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo, featuring 5-wide, high-flying, family-friendly action. Weekly racing featuring IMCA modified, stock cars, sport mods, sprint cars, hobby stocks, and index legends. Racing begins at 7 o'clock. Adult tickets are $13. Kids tickets just $5. See the full schedule online at RedRiverValleySpeedway.com. All summer long, enjoy Friday night action at Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo.
Welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com. It's the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series. 2-1, the lead for the blue team. Red team trying to mount a comeback after falling behind by 11. They got close, but ended up losing 25-18. 2-1 our score on the Thunder Seed scoreboard. Chase, we were guaranteed four sets. We will have a 4-set. We may have a 5th, depending on what red team can get done.
Yeah, the blue team able to really take that 18-8 advantage, and they were able to at least finish it off. The red team made a nice run, and that was probably the first time, Joel, the first 3 sets that we talked about a 5, 6, 7-point run for a particular team, and we saw it a couple of times. So we'll see if we go back to our back and forth, or if the blue and red team like to get 5, 6 points in a row here for set number 4. Red team needs it to get to set number 5.
Tegan Shear will start the serving out for the red team. They must win to force that 5th set. Received by Richter, set to the left side, into a block. Kennedy Renner hit it into a block, and 1-0. Blue team scores first.
Storrow from Wahpeton able to come up with the block.
The red team scores first. Me and Chase talking between sets. Chase is the eyes on the court. He gets a better view of the numbers sometimes than I get here as how quick this game has moved. As Hodel plays the hit, goes across the net. Blue team tries to send it back, goes long. It's an unforced error. Alyssa Haugland from Divide County will make it 2-0 red team.
Talk about going from one state to the opposite side. Alyssa going to play, she'll be continuing her academic career, that is, volleyball is done after tomorrow night, but going from Divide County, Joel, to NDSU, that's quite a haul.
In-state, but quite the haul. As Hodel with the dig. Set comes to the near side, through on a hit for Upton, and Sydney Upton the kill from Bishop Ryan. 3-0 the score.
Sydney Upton with the kill. Assist Olsen.
Tegan Shear from Linton HMB. She serves. Dug on the far side by Wild. Set back to Wild, and Wild puts it right down in front of the hands of Hannah Hodel. Makes it 3-1.
Wild now with 11 kills to lead the floor.
We'll get a chance in our post game to talk to the winning coach and a member of the winning team. We'll also name our RDK Enterprises, Precision Player of the Game. Piper Harris moves from a libero to a defensive specialist position. She serves there. And Sydney Upton from the red team will send it back, makes it 4-1.
Upton with 4 kills, done a nice job on the outside so far here for the red in this rotation.
Here's Delaney Clark from Bismarck Century ready to serve. Serve from Clark, and a low pass from Harris, recovered and cleared by the blue team. Set to the near side and into a block, Sydney Upton. They had a beat on Upton, Chases. They knew that it was going to come right to her. She's had the hot hand, and the block, though, goes out of bounds.
That's the problem sometimes. You feel like, yeah, it's such a great block, but if you don't properly, counter it, got to use your old geometry skills there, Joel. If you can't move it to the right spot of the court, it's not going to matter.
5-2 the score. J.C. Richter will serve. Got to play a little bit of pool, a little bit there. You got to find the angles, the right approach, the way to come in as this serve comes across in the back row. Set to the far side, and it's across from Upton. Dug by the blue team. Goes to Surhoff. Surhoff gets it by Hodel in the back row, makes it 5-3.
Really nice placement, back left corner. Everybody was kind of stepping up once or twice, and all of a sudden you get that deep push. And if you can spot it really well, Joel, that's like throwing darts in volleyball.
And J.C. Richter serves. Comes off the hands of Hoff. Up front, through on a hit from McAllister. Dug out of the front row and cleared across by Renner. Red team trying to go on the offense, and missed time by Upton. 5-4, the blue team mounting a comeback here, trying to win this, end this one in 4 sets.
I mentioned about would this be a back and forth or would this be more of a rally? It's been kind of more of a rally to start set number 4.
And serve from Richter comes across. Dug out by Hoff. Cleared by Hodel. Started by Harris. Finessed through the defense by Renner. And 5-5, we are tied. Next serve from J.C. Richter. Hit by Hoff. Teed up front, put down on a hit by McAllister. Set to the left side, across from Surhoff, and down to give the blue team the lead, 6-5.
Give the block to Paige McAllister from Fargo Shanley as she will come on the rotation.
Rather, that'll be the red team. McAllister on the block. And it will be Hins serving. Dug by Harris, put up front. Received at the other end by Shear. Across on a pass from Upton. Bump set goes far side. Surhoff into a block, but it goes into the scorer's table. 6-6, we are tied.
Zerhoff's really done a nice job here for Team Blue, 7 kills so far, and it's just been really nice and balanced. Frigin with 8, Wild with 11, Zerhoff with 7, and Abby Cox from Oaks with 8 so far.
Emily DeGree checks into the front row. Katie Trumbauer checks in to serve in the back row. Service error, 7-6 points to the red team. And that will put Sydney Upton up to serve. Sydney Upton has really started finding her hand offensively here in this third set. Pass from the blue team goes to Frigin. Nice dig, but it was over the net. And I believe that was Delaney Clark with that big dig, but 7-7 the score.
Clark with the dig, then Riley Hoff from Drake Enemus was trying to keep it going. Just kind of ran out of real estate as she went on the opposite side to try to keep that volley alive.
I think he was hoping the official might not have saw it. I think it was the plan there.
It was close.
As Bailey Munson serving. Dug in the back row by Upton. Teed up to the near side. Fiakovsky hits it long. 8-7 blue team's lead.
After seeing the first 3 sets, Joel, just kind of what we've seen in some All-Star games, it's going to be curious if other All-Star series go to this type of format moving forward, where it's not East-West, Class B or Class A, where it's just, hey, we're just going to kind of pick and choose the best and try to create a very competitive competition.
Hagler gets the kill, read the point in the side out. Coming in, Kylie Storo, front row, back row, serving Eden Olsen. We saw that lopsided scores in the Shields Softball All-Star Series, Chase. That would be, I would think, the next one to maybe make that change, almost a draft-style format for choosing your red and your blue team. As Ava Wild, the big hit, dug by Hintz, comes to the near side. Fiakovsky the kill. Red team leads 9-8.
I think Lions All-Star probably won't go away. That's been deep history and heritage, Class A, Class B. Shrine Bowl would be tough just because of the amount of classes you have in 11-man. It just makes more logical sense to do Class A, East and West in that format.
And this one goes into the red bench. 9-9, we are tied. We have not gotten to double-figure scoring. We've already seen 5 ties. Macy Frigin serving. Future Jimmy. This one dug on the near side by Storo. Pass far side, down by Hagler. Dug out at the other end by Munson. Comes to Wild, and Wild, I believe, it did get tipped. Someone had got a hand on it for the red team, and Wild the kill, 10-9 the score.
13 now for Ava Wild.
And Frigin ready for her next serve. And this one grazes the net, hit a little low by Storo, recovered by Hins, cleared across by Hagler. Hit right side Wild, came off the hands of Olsen, and Wild gets the kill, 11-9 the score, and now the blue team starting to take a little bit of control here, up by 2.
Go to the hot hand and go to a D1 product in the Summit League here in Ava Wild, Joel. There's been either 0 or 1 blocker at the net, and with Ava Wild, that is tough to stop.
A kill for Hagler. Responds right back, knocking off the hands of Munson. 11-10, red team down by a point here on the Thunder Sheet scoreboard. First set went to the blue team, 27-25. Red team took the next one, 25-21. And then 25-18, the blue team would bounce back. Hodel serving. Hit in the back row by Munson. Ball comes to DeGree. She gets a big hit. It was sent back by the red team, and a block up front from Haugland makes it 12-10. Checking in, Olivia Vetter. She will serve. I believe we had someone come in the front row. Did not see who that substitution was. It was Kennedy Renner will come into the front row. Here comes Vetter's serve. Hit by Hodel. Picked up at the circle by Olsen. Put across by Fiakovsky. And 12-11 the score. Point inside out to the red team.
here in baseball, changing speeds, elevation, eye level, that's the same in volleyball. As much as you can hit a rocket across, if you can get that changeup coming in, Joel, that can be just as deadly.
Here comes Tegan Shear to serve. This one hit by Wild, goes back to Wild, and Wild puts it through. Here's another term for you, Chase, exit velocity.
Yeah, exit velocity, nearly 100 there for Ava Wild, it feels like, and I think she might be an early player of the game for the blue team right now. 15th kill of the match.
Serving, Piper Harris. This one, an overpass in the back row from Storo. The defense, though, recovers. Blue team sets to the near side, and it's blocked. Renner's hit gets blocked. I know Upton had a hand on that one. I believe McAllister did as well. 13-12 the score.
Give it to Upton on the full one. We won't give a half one there, Joel. We'll give Upton the full block.
And serving now, Delaney Clark. Clark, a late addition to this volleyball all-star series, and a great read from Sydney Upton. 13-all, and we are all tied up. Clark from Bismarck Century. Plays for Jamie Sassapool, who is one of the coaches for the Blue All-Stars, so playing against her former coach. Pass to the near side, and a rifle of a hit for Sydney Upton. 14-13, red team with the lead.
Good to see Sydney Upton all of a sudden in this particular from Bishop Run in this fourth set. Minot State staying in the Magic City, coming up playing a little collegiate volleyball, Joel, at the NSIC level in the fall.
Blue team clears it, comes up front, and through the block, McAllister found some open court. 15-13, red team leads. Next serve from Clark in the net, service error, 15-14.
It's been fun to look at up and down the roster, Joel. Bismarck State, NDSCS. We've talked about North Star with Mayville, Jamestown, Valley City. See some D2s, D1s. We've talked JUCOs as well. So it's just been a lot of fun to see this roster up and down littered with future volleyball commits at any level.
JC Richter did the serving and was getting back in position, was sent back by McAllister. 16-14, red team advantage, and a point in the side out. Maya Hins, she will serve. And Danielle Hagler will check into the game in the front row. Dug by Harris, put up front, and through the defense on the hit was Phrygian. Red team recovers, cleared across by Hagler. Phrygian into a block, and getting a hand on it was Hagler, but not enough for elevation. 16-15 the score.
Phrygian 1 kill away from reaching double digits as her teammate with Ava Wild for the blue team.
Emily DeGree will enter into the front row. Coming back row will be Katie Trumbauer. And the serve, hit by Upton. Set up front, through on a hit for Hagler. Richter started the rally, cleared across, but it was out of play, an unforced error for Surhoff. 17-15. Red team with the lead. Nadia Fiakovsky checks in, she'll go front row. Sydney Upton will serve. Serve from Upton. I believe it was hit by Harris. And it goes into the crowd. Harris and Richter kind of got crossed up, so it'll be an ace. 18-15 the score, and we have a timeout, blue team. Timeout on the court. We'll be back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's the concert event of the summer in the Brainerd Lakes area. Lakes Jam, June 22nd through June 25th at Brainerd International Raceway.
R&J Broadcasting is the presenting sponsor.
Experience Lakes Jam. For rock and rollers, the main stage features Tesla, Warrant, and Hairball. For country enthusiasts, John Party, Cole Swindell, Gabby Barrett, and Mark Wills. Experience watercross, drifting, and lawnmower racing. For on-site camping, lodging, and tickets, visit lakesjam.com.
Back on YourLiveEvent.com, our score on the Thunder Seats scoreboard, 18-15. Red team leading, trying to force that fifth set. Chase, has been some great volleyball. Maybe we just need a fifth set.
Speaking of announcers' jinxes, hopefully doesn't happen because I would like to see a fifth set. I'm saying announcers jinx in terms of you speaking into existence, then it doesn't happen. But it's been fun. This has been really good volleyball from start to finish so far here tonight. Joel and I would expect for the folks in the Bismarck area to come on out to Bismarck High tomorrow or watch it here on your live event. We'll see the same.
Blue responds big out of the timeout. Macy Fridgen picks up the kill. 18-16 the score. Chase Miller getting in the action, rolling back the volleyball.
I feel like Mike Lowell was telling me the Hankinson Co-op, I should just be a ball boy moving forward.
Bailey Munson serving for the blue team. This one dug out on the far side by Hoff and put down on a big hit from Fiakovsky. Comes through when her team needs her the most. 19-16 the score. Rotating in will be Kylie Storo. She'll be front row. The Wahpeton Husky front row. And back row is Eden Olsen. Olsen serve, hit by Richter, picked up at the net, teed up onto the near side, and put down by Fridgen. I don't know how they got through with Fiakovsky and Hagler there, all that size chase, but somehow that ball had eyes and gets through.
And the old adage in volleyball, you need to kind of have two big towers back to back, and if you leave just a little bit of room, the really good hitter is somehow able to split it, and that's what Fridgen did.
Set to the right side, sent right back by the blue team, sent back again. This time defense can't get there, and it's Hagler the kill. Danielle Hagler makes it 20-17. Pressure time now for the blue team as red team is into 20.
Hagler's had a really nice night, leads the red team in kills with 12. We got her down for 4 blocks as well, Joel. I think if we talked about a player of the game for the red team, Hagler would have her hat in the race.
Hannah Hodel serving for the red team. Dug out by Richter. Set to the left side. Wild hits it off the hands of Upton and into the scorers table. 20-18. Wild gets the kill. In for the blue team, Olivia Vetter. She'll serve. And then Kennedy Renner will take the front row. Here comes Vetter's serve. Hit by Hodel. Set to the far side. Fiakovsky a kill. And 21-18. She knew it as soon as she hit it, Chase. She had such a read on the defense.
Oh, it was a nice back set, too, by Olsen. It pretty much put it right in Fiakovsky's wheelhouse there to allow her to do whatever she wanted. So it was just a nice all-around play by Team Red.
Sheer serving, her team 4 points away from forcing a fifth set. This one grazes the net. The defense, though, responds for the blue team. Set up front and across. Was it out? It wasn't. McAllister the kill. 22-18.
That's one where if you had chalk here, you would have saw the red chalk come up from the court because that's how close it was hitting the line there, Joel.
Ball dug out by Richter, comes to the left side. One-handed, wasn't deep. Nice job recovering for the defense and a clear for the red team. Wasn't the cleanest play. They'll take it. Wild sends it back. Hit off the hands of Upton, cleared across from the red team. Blue will try it again. They come to the near side, and a big hit comes down for Kennedy Renner. 22-19. Blue team with a prime opportunity to make up some ground, and it's Ava Wild serving. The future Tommy. And here comes her serve. Dug in the back row by Shear and put down by the red team. It will be a kill for Upton. 23-19.
Just seems like when the red team needs a point in this particular set, it's been Sydney Upton, Joel, that you've called her name a lot here in set number 4.
I said she was productive in terms of extending rallies and coming up with big hits, but offensively now she's really racked up the kills in this third set. Here's Delaney Clark serving. Overpass, reeled in the front of that. Put down on the big hit off the hands of Hodel. Played off the ceiling. Comes to the near side and off a block from McAllister. Blue team will try to set. Goes to the left side. Surhoff puts it down, but it's out of bounds. Wrong side of the line for the blue team. 24-19. Red team serving match point. Low hit by Harris. Cleared by the blue team. See red team if they can close it out here, and they do. McAllister with the kill, 25-19 final on the Thundersheet scoreboard. We will have 5 here tonight in Fargo. We'll be back on YourLiveEvent.com.
powerful and playful, delicate and precise, bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family, to provide options beyond the expected, to help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Spring planting has been a trying time for everyone. Now is the time to take note of any issues you may have experienced with your planter while it's fresh in your mind. We can come out to your farm, walk the fields with you, and talk over these concerns and put a plan together. Programs are available to help you address any issues you might find in the performance of your planter. Before you put your planter away, call RDK. RDK Enterprises in Hillsboro, 636-2119.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com. It's day one of the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series, and we are tied at 2 sets apiece. Here's our scoring on the Thunder Seat scoreboard. Set 1 went to the blue team, 27-25. Set 2 to the red team, 25-21. Blue team bounced back with a win in set 3, 25-18. And then 25-19, red team takes the next set. So now, first to 15 will be the winner here on day one. It was the East who was dominant last year, winning all 4 sets on day one, winning 3 sets on day 2. Tune in again tomorrow. We'll have day 2 beginning about 6:25. You'll get a chance to watch those interviews brought to you by Hillsboro EDC. And the first serve comes at 7 o'clock. Chase, some predictions? Do you think we're going to stick at 15? Winner gets 15?
Well, prediction number 1 would say the odd sets have gone to the blue team, even has gone to red. So with set number 5 odd, you would say that favors the blue team. But with how tight this has been back and forth, Joel, I think we might play over 15. It's been some really good competitive volleyball, just really good long rallies we've seen. Obviously, there's been a couple of standouts for both teams that just continue to play well. Probably not giving enough credit to the back end of the rotation and also the setters. But when you have hitters like Ava Wild, the Hagler, and Macy Fridge, and Afia Kuski, they steal the show, Joe. They are the big fireworks here on a volleyball match.
So we're talking even in odd sets. Who's winning the prime and composite sets?
I'm in summer mode right now. I'm not back in school.
And they're checking the lineups, and blue team will serve first. Always the big advantage in this 5th set. Katie Trumbauer will start things off. 3 in the back row to receive. A little bit of height in the back row. Emma Lucas will dig this one out. Picked up at the net. Set to Fiakuski. Comes across. Dug out by Renner. Put down on a hit. Hodel there to receive. Set to Fiakuski, but mistimes. And blue scores first. 1-0 their lead. Trumbauer to serve again. And hit by Lucas, it's an ace. It's Lucas. Emma Lucas, first step back. And just misplayed it. Next serve for Trumbauer. This one was hit by Upton, rather Hoff. Blue team sets to the left side, down on a hit, and it's through the defense, a kill for Kennedy Renner. And that will make it 2-1. Excuse me, 3-0.
Back to Trumbauer's last ace, 5 in the game, and from 5 separate players for the blue team.
Dug by Lucas, picked up at the circle, teed up and put down a kill for McAllister. That will make it 3-1. Delaney Clark will enter the game. She will serve. Upton will take a spot in the front row. Here comes the serve. It's dug by Richter, comes to the near side, and that ball had eyes. Renner the kill. 4-1, blue point inside out. And Ava Wild back out on the court for the Blue All-Stars. Post-game show, Chase Miller will talk to the winning coach, and a member of the winning team will also name our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the game. Chase will talk to that Precision player as the ball comes right side. Put a cross on a hit for Upton. Now near side and set right back by the red team. It was a block from McAllister. 4-2 the score.
Good job by McAllister and Fiakuski being right there. And you just kind of feel like the blue team has a little momentum going early. Some really nice passes, really quality hits here in set number 5.
Hands will come in to serve. Danielle Hagler will come up to play in the front row. Wild receives the serve. It's set back to Wild. Wild gets it down. Nice dig by Hins. Bump set on the near side. Comes to Fiakuski. She will clear to the back row. Blue team's offense will set and rifled down by Phrygian. 5-2 blue team advantage.
Phrygian with her 12th kill, second on the team behind Ava Wild for Team Blue. That's been the 1-2 combination so far for that side of the net.
Phrygian up to serve. And grazes the top of the net. Sticking with it was Hagler. Comes to Fiakuski. Dug out in the back row by Renner to Wild. Wild eludes the back row defense. 6-2 blue team with an advantage. The mindset changes when you play a 15-point set. Shorter sets. As here comes the next serve. Dug by Fiakuski. Set to the near side. Through on a hit from Upton. One comes across. Set up front to Hagler, and Hagler able to get the kill, ends the scoring run for the blue team. Red team cuts their deficit now to 6-3.
Team leading 13 kills now for Hagler for North Star, and yeah, for the red team, Joel, you mentioned it, all of a sudden it's starting to tighten up a little bit here.
Fiakuski serving for the red team. Comes to the right side, Wild. Dig by Fiakuski, comes to Lucas. Lucas across the defense, dug by Wild. Set to the near side. Cox gets it down. Good placement, finds that back left corner. 7-3 the score.
Abby Cox reminds me of Cindy Upton in terms of we haven't talked about her a lot, but when she's in the game, she makes really quality plays. And we've said that for Cindy Upton on the red team, Joel.
And the blue team will send back Olivia Vetter to serve. Vetter serve. Dug in the back row. Comes to the near side. Across on a hit from Lucas. Wild will send it back. Played by Hintz. Set right side to Upton. And it just comes in for Upton. The defense held up. Thought it was coming out of play. 7-4 the score.
And Upton will come out now with this rotation for the red team. And Joel, the red team doesn't have too many more of missed hits or too many more of not getting a couple of points here on his service when you're trailing it by 3 in the 5th set.
Here comes Eden Olsen to serve. Dug by Richter, picked up at the circle by Vetter, set to the near side, and a kill for Ava Wild. 8-4 the score.
18th killed match for Wild.
She gets the kill and then takes her spot back there to serve.
Isn't that like baseball and softball? You make a nice defensive play, then you lead off the next inning?
And there it comes, dug by Hintz, set right side, and off some hands to the scores table. It was tipped. Hagler gets the kill, 8-5 the score. Substitutions coming. Piper Harris will come in for the blue team as a defensive specialist. For the red team, Paige McAllister, front row. Back row, I believe, will be Hannah Hodel, and she will be the one doing the serving as Chase will send her the ball back to serve.
I should get paid 5 cents for every time I'm a ball boy.
I'll take the Freezy Pop like they do in Legion Baseball as this one comes across. Dug by Richter, bump set goes to Renner. Renner clears, hit by Lucas, set to the right side, threw on a hit, and a kill for Riley Hoff.
Riley Hoff, nice done. Outside hit going cross court, and the red just kind of slowly but surely nipping back in this one.
Serve from Hodel. Dug by Richter, set to the left side and hammered and dug out by Hodel. That was a big hit from Cox. Lucas puts it into a block and Hoff tried to get a hand on it, couldn't get there. 9-6 the score.
And Trumbauer was there up front for Team Blue, and all of a sudden Richter is going to serve. You've seen Richter and Harris, as you mentioned earlier, Joel, in the broadcast, alternate the libero spot.
And here comes Richter to serve. And grazes the net. Nice dig for Fiakovsky. Comes to Lucas, and Lucas unfortunately hits long, 10-6. Chase, we talked about it at the break. Talking to Jake, our cameraman, not an experienced volleyball fan, explaining to him the concept of this fifth set. And when you get to that 10-point barrier, it's a big one. And it's a tough deficit to try to overcome. As the serve from Richter goes across, dug on the near side by Fiakovsky, set to the right side. Lucas gets the hit by Richter. Set comes from Vetter, across on a hit into a block. Dug out by Frigin and set across by the blue team. Red team will send it right back. Ball to the left side, Renner hits it, sent back by the red team. This time they'll try to set. Comes to the near side, Lucas with the hit. Richter skies it to the ceiling. Hit by Renner, and getting a hand on it was Harris. But it's a kill for Lucas, 10-7 the score.
You don't think these girls don't care in an all-star game, Joel? That was a lot of hustle and effort in set number 5 as we're getting close to the second hour here of this volleyball match.
Lucas got the kill, now back here to serve. Dug by Richter, set to the center of the net, dug by Lucas, and a miscommunication, but Hodel able to clear it. Started by Richter, set up at the circle by Vetter, finessed across by the blue team, a dig by Lucas, but they ran out of hits, and it's 11-7. A lot of smiles from that red team as they were all just bodies on the floor, trying to lay it out here. 11-7, blue team 4 points away from taking this match, and Katie Trumbauer serving for the blue team. Here comes the serve. Dug by Lucas, grabbed at the circle by Olsen, across from Fiakovsky. Red team says not quite yet. Makes it 11-8.
12th kill for Fiakovsky, and going back to that previous point, the red team looked like dominoes for a second there, Joel.
And Sydney Upton will come in the front row. Delaney Clark, back row to serve. And here we go. Grabbed at the circle, set to the left side, across from Cox, picked up by Fiakovsky, set up front into a block. McAllister, and a point for the blue team. And a point for the red team, 11-9 as that one comes out. And Delaney Clark to serve again. Set to Cox, she was out of position and they said she hit over the line. And 11-10 the score.
Cox went to take the 1-2, and once she took that second, she went, the volleyball's gonna go past me, try to get it, but unable to hit it around the pole.
And cleared from a hit from the blue team, and I think that was just to extend the rally. McFridgen, rather Macy Fridgen, was just trying to extend the rally, makes it 12-10. Munson serving, hit by Hodel. Pass near side, Fiakovsky hits it long. 13-10. Blue team 2 points away from winning night number 1. Hit by Hodel. Teed up, put across by McAllister. And she'll get the kill to keep this thing alive. 13-11 the score.
Third different member of the red team now with double-digit kills for Paige McAllister, now in the 10 and plus mark category.
Hins up to serve. Dug by Richter. Set to the left side. Wild read the defense. Nice job coming back and getting the dig from the back row was Clark, and her teammates able to clear it. Put into a block on a hit by Cox. Believe it's Fiakovsky with the block. 13-12 the score, and blue team wants a timeout. Timeout on the court. We'll be back on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's the concert event of the summer in the Brainerd Lakes area. Lakes Jam, June 22nd through June 25th at Brainerd International Raceway.
R&J Broadcasting is the presenting sponsor.
Experience Lakes Jam. For rock and rollers, the main stage features Tesla, Warrants, and Hairball. For country enthusiasts, John Party, Cole Swindell, Gabby Barrett, and Mark Wills. Experience watercross, drifting, and lawnmower racing. For on-site camping, lodging, and tickets, visit lakesjam.com.
13-12, the blue team leads the red team in set 5 of day 1 of the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series. Ball to the right side, put down on a big hit by Ava Wild, so the timeout works in favor for the blue team as Maya Haynes was trying to get in position after the serve, and now here is match point. A.T. Frigin serving match point. Hit by Hins, grabbed at the circle, set to the right side, and put down on a big hit by Fiakovsky. 14-13 the score. That's
I've seen some really good sets tonight for like girls like Wild and Fiakovsky just to hammer them home.
Here comes Fiakovsky serving. And it's just cleared by the blue team. I thought we were going to have a 14-all tie. Hit by Lucas down for the kill, and there we get the 14-all tie. And Fiakovsky will come to serve. That's Fiakovsky, spelled C-H-W-I-A-K-O-W-S-K-I.
I like to buy a vowel.
Future D1 volleyball player up to serve. Dug in the back row. Set to the near side and down on a kill for Abby Cox. Making a case potentially to be our precision player of the game, and for the second time in this set, the blue team will serve match point and will be Olivia Vetter. There it comes, dug by Fiakovsky. Rather, that was dug by Upton, came to Fiakovsky, who gets the kill. Rather, Hagler gets the kill, 15-15, and Chase may have another prediction coming through here as it's 15-all. Remember, the first team to take a 2-point lead will win this match, and it's Eden Olsen from our Redeemers. Here comes the serve, dug by Richter, grabbed by Vetter at the circle, set to the near side and put down hard by Wild, came off the hands of Hins. 16-15.
Wild now with 20 kills in this match.
And Wild serving match point. And it went long. Oh my goodness. That was close. 16-16.
I would like to see red chalk because you might have saw a dust of red. That was very close. But you don't want to have to end a all-star game on a play like that. No disrespect to Wild. Great serve, but I want to see a rally, Joel.
And Hodel serving for the red team. Hit by Richter. Grabbed by Vetter. Set to the right side into a block. Defense responds. Dug out of the net, but it was over. 17-16. Red team serving for match point. And it's Hannah Hodel. Dug by Richter. Grabbed by Vetter, set to the left side, finessed across, dug by Fiakovsky, set to the near side, Lucas. Lucas gets it across. It is dug out by Renner, comes back to Renner. Renner through the block, hit by Fiakovsky. Bump set near side to Lucas, and Lucas hits it long. 17-17.
Really nice thought by Lucas going cross court, missed it by a half foot though.
JC Richter coming up here to serve. Hit by Hodel. Grabbed at the circle, set to the right side, Lucas. Lucas through a block, dug by Richter. Set by Vetter, comes left side off the hands of Fiakovsky. Bounce back into play on a hit from Olsen, but a miscommunication. 18-17 blue team. JC Richter serving for match point. Hit by Fiakovsky on the near side. Set up front into a block. And the blue team will win this one, 19-17. They take the 5th set. They take night number 1, 3-2. Post-game show next on YourLiveEvent.com.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Hello, Shane with Irie Insurance. We are proud to announce our Benefits Connect platform. You will have more options with Irie Insurance Benefits Connect. You have choices. Do you know who your group agent is? Do you meet annually to review benefits? Would you like to save money? Would you like more benefits? You have choices. We take a different approach to providing benefits through education, communication, and a personal touch. To find out more about Irie Insurance, go to irieinsurance.com.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. Spring planting has been a trying time for everyone. Now is the time to take note of any issues you may have experienced with your planter while it's fresh in your mind. We can come out to your farm, walk the fields with you, and talk over these concerns and put a plan together. Programs are available to help you address any issues you might find in the performance of your planter. Before you put your planter away, call RDK. RDK Enterprises in Hillsborough, 636-2119.
Back on YourLiveEvent.com, an exciting night 1 of the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series. Blue team wins it in 5 sets, 27-25, 21-25, 25-18, 19-25, and 19-17. They are victorious here in night 1. That is our final on the Thunder Seed scoreboard. Chase Miller finding us some players. Well, he does. Let's name our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game, and that is going to be Ava Wild, who Chase will get a chance to talk to here coming up. But first, let's send it down to the court as Chase is going to have a conversation with Abby Cox.
Thank
Chase.
you very much, Joel. Abby, what was it like playing a 5-setter in an all-star match for day number 1 of this Optimist Volleyball Series?
It felt great, actually. It all came down to who had the most energy and who came together the most, and I think that's what our blue team did tonight.
You know, this was a back and forth from very start, from set number 1 to earn some points. What did you see from your team just to kind of get one out here?
Like I said, it was definitely who came together the most and had the most energy, and we talked about before the game that we needed to do that because both teams were pretty even. So, and it came out to who had the most energy and who came together the most.
You know, you had 3-4 days to kind of get to know each other a little bit, find each other's tendencies. So how did you think your team played after only having 72 hours realistically to practice and get to a competitive volleyball match?
Very well. I don't know. And on the huddle, our coach was like, we only had 4 days to even know your guys' names and know how you guys played, and we did very well. We connected very well on the court, and so yeah.
Final thing for you, Macy Fridge and Ava Wild, some of your teammates, what was it like seeing them hammer some volleyballs home?
Very good, since they're on the Class A side. I never really get to play against that or with that, so it was very fun.
Hey, Abby, thanks so much for your time. We'll see you tomorrow in Bismarck.
Thank you.
That again, Abby Cox from Oaks. Let's bring in Ava Wild from Fargo. Davies and Ava, we were just talking there with Abby saying, you know, playing with some different players. What was it like finding everyone's tendency a little bit here through a 5-setter?
Yeah, I think it was a little bit difficult at first. Definitely the first practice we were a little timid, but as we got to know each other and hang out outside of the court, we got really comfortable with each other, and so I think that really helped us on the court because we got super close with each other and we trusted each other on the court most of the time, so it was fun.
You know, we were talking about some of the hitters, but how about a Piper Harris or also a Richter just making big-time plays? What's it like when it's the back row keeping a volley rally going?
It's so nice, especially our service receive. I thought it was really well today. It's just so nice having them back there because you know you can trust them. They've got your back, and then you get to do the job.
Did you feel like you got in a zone a little bit early because you are playing with a different libero, you are playing with a little bit of a different setter, but once you get that first kill, do you feel like, all right, it's just volleyball like normal?
Yep, everything kind of clicks in together. I think that when you start, it's a little bit nerve-wracking, especially for an all-star game with people here after a while, but as we went on, we all did really well, so it was fun.
Final thing for you, Ava. Day number 1, there's still day number 2 out of the capital city. A really good crowd that was here tonight at Shanley. Hope to expect it again. What do you expect, though, from a volleyball standpoint, player standpoint? Are we going to get another 5-setter tomorrow night?
I'm not sure. I don't know. But today's game was super fun. I think it's fun for fans to watch, too. It's an all-star game, so of course everybody's good. And so going into 5 sets definitely is a thriller, especially for everybody on the court, too. So it's super fun. I think if that happens tomorrow, then I don't know. It'll be a lot, but 5 more sets.
Hey, Ava, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck tomorrow in Bismarck.
Thank you so much.
That again, Ava Wild from Fargo. Davies, Joel, let's toss it back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Chase. Yeah, again, our final here is a 5-set win for the blue team. They win in 5 sets. And that was Chase Miller talking with Abby Cox from Oaks High School. And our RDK Enterprises Precision Player of the Game, that went to Ava Wild, as they will be victorious, will this blue team. Tomorrow we'll start our coverage around 6:25, a chance to see those player interviews brought to you by Hillsboro EDC, and then we'll start first serve at 7 o'clock. That will be tomorrow live from Bismarck, and a good crowd here tonight in Fargo. Expect a whole lot of the same tomorrow in Bismarck. That will do it for our broadcast. For Chase Miller, for Jake on the camera, for Preston, our producer, I'm Joel Morgan. Remind you once again our final score on the Thunder Seeds scoreboard, a 5-set win for the blue team here in the Optimist Volleyball All-Star Series. We'll be back again tomorrow night. Thanks for joining us on YourLiveEvent.com.